Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys showing up. We're going to start things off on the Paladin this morning. And we're actually going to go do the Bloodsail Buccaneers quest. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yep, we're on the Bloodsail Buccaneers server doing the Bloodsail Buccaneers quest. And we're going to go after the captains on the boats, which is supposed to be like super dangerous on hardcore, so that's what we're starting off with this morning. Yeah, I'm hoping that it is a challenge, honestly. I've kind of decided that to play the Paladin, I am probably going to have to push myself a little bit. And push the class a little bit, and just see what we can get done. Because we don't have a lot to choose from when it comes to what quest we want to do. And good morning, David. Thank you for being here. Alright, I'm going to start clearing from just way back here. I think I'm just going to kind of clear my way in and take things slowly. We have a succubus. We're going to start off with exorcism. Alright, let's get might up. Let's remember where all of our key bindings are at. And let's go. Patrick, good morning. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's right, these guys disarm us. Yeah, that's going to be pretty nasty. I'm kind of hoping the mobs on the boat are a little bit different than the ones that we're fighting out here. So that we don't have to fight warlocks and swashbucklers on the boat. But yeah, it'll probably be the same mobs. Floopsy, good morning. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, up here we've got maguses. Oh, that sounds like something that's going to shoot fire at us, doesn't it? And we've got sea dogs. Okay, so no swashbucklers, no warlocks, but we have maguses. I am going to have to, like, tag her and then run away. Like, and maybe line of sight one of the spells, but probably not, because the boat probably does not count as line of sight. Okay, we got everybody. Yeah, like, that's not going to be what we can do here. I got to try to chain one of these guys to keep him on me. Because I have to kill one of them, basically. But we can't deal with the fireball, so we do have to drop Fireball Lady. This is going really well so far. Yeah. Absolutely. Cool, cool, cool. So we dropped Fireball Lady, but apparently it was just impossible to drop other guys. This is not good. Any ideas why these guys have, like, I know why the one guy's not leashing because I put a ton of damage into him. Why is the other guy not leashing? What in the actual F? Oh my god. Yep, and that's where the paladin's at. Yeah. Morning, Alex. Yeah, Clint, I talked a lot yesterday and the day before about how, like, abandoning blacksmithing was probably the stupidest thing I did on the paladin. I had this weird hope that we would somehow get gear, but there is no way to get gear in solo self-found. It's like more like solo not found, because you never find gear. Yeah. So yeah, having blacksmithing would have been great. Yeah, Alex, yeah, I mean, I should never do that quest. I'll probably never do it. I'm just like, I'm super bored of the paladin, and I want it to progress, and I don't really want to grind. I don't, like, so I was like, I'll do a quest, and yeah, like, that's fine. We don't have to play the paladin right now. And it's like, the next time I play the paladin, like, am I going to be leveling up blacksmithing? I mean, probably at this point, if he's ever going to do anything, then yeah, he's probably going to need blacksmithing. I don't know. I don't know, but I have much regret. It's what they say, that hindsight is 20/20. Yeah, I know now all the mistakes I made on the paladin that have left him stranded exactly where he's at. He's been living in Booty Bay. I'm pretty sure he's retired. Think about it. He's been living in Booty Bay for the past, like, 50 in-game hours. When's the last time we had a Hearthstone that was set somewhere besides Booty Bay? I can't remember. So, but yeah, I think he's retired. At least it went off the rails on the first pull. Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I figured would happen. I'm kind of astounded at how far those guys, like, followed me. That was like, yeah. That was truly something else. I guess because they were both so close together, even though I was only hitting the one guy, it kept resetting the other guy's leash. And, like, I don't really understand that. I've done that plenty of times where we pull a bunch of guys and I just back up. And eventually 2 of the guys that I'm not hitting go away and the one guy I am hitting stays. We've done that so many times. We've done it intentionally, we've done it as a reaction, and it basically always works. So the fact that it didn't work there was a little bit confusing. Yeah, living in Booty Bay isn't bad. Yeah, he got to level 46, almost 47. So yeah, it's not bad. I could probably grind him to 47, you know, and maybe he retires at 47. That's a good age. Yeah, I think that might be okay. I'm not sure, like, at this point about him. The only other thing is, like, maybe he becomes a blacksmith in his retirement and, like, he stops questing and stops adventuring and stops fighting. And instead he focuses on a craft. You know, maybe at the ripe old level of 47, he finally settles down in Booty Bay and opens up a smithy. That's really all I can think of. You know, it was a profession he had taken up in his youth, but then abandoned out of spite. And now that he's a ripe old level 47, maybe he'll get back to it. Clint, I can't send myself stuff. we're playing solo self-found hardcore World of Warcraft, and I can't send myself anything, and I can't use the auction house, and I can't do dungeons, and I can't trade with other players. I can't even talk to other players, Clint. Yep, that's where I'm at. I had a very ambiguous thumbnail today because honestly, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do on this game today. I will say I have a level 1 dwarf rogue on Mankrik, which is not a hardcore server. And yeah, I have that going on. So, Alex, I don't feel like I'm progressing. Yeah. I don't feel like the paladin is progressing. I don't feel like the paladin can progress, and part of it is like Part of it is a mental block on my end. Most of it is. In fact, maybe even all of it. Yeah, Clint, each character is solo self-found, so you can only use the stuff that you get on the character. Yep, you can't send stuff to yourself. Yeah, I kind of have like a little bit of solo self-found burnout just because of the parts of the game that it takes away from you. You know, it takes the economy of the game away from you. It takes other players away from you. It takes dungeons away from you. And so, like, it takes a lot of these things away that are, like, core components of the game that I really enjoy. So I do have, like, a little bit of burnout, I think, at this point. Yeah. Alex, you're right, man. Oh, I'm so bored with it. Maybe, you know, I could just grind. I'd like to get him to 47. I kind of thought, you know, if we weren't in Booty Bay all the time, I'd be able to run out and actually grind. Like, maybe, like, step 1 of the Paladin is, like, rethinking his bind point and just, like, putting him in a place where, like, I can run outside the inn and I can start hitting stuff. Like, maybe I bind him in, like, the Badlands? No. How about I bind him in, like, Netherguard Keep? If I bind him in Netherguard Keep, there's some, like, creatures there we could fight that are kind of at our level, and I could also go up to the Swamp of Sorrows and grind stuff there. Yeah, that would probably be... And he'd be close to Stormwind. You got the same way on your warrior. Yeah, is it the weapon thing? Like, I feel like what happens is because melee classes are so weapon dependent, you don't get weapons, and it sucks because you're not getting gear. So you're not getting rewarded. You don't have that extrinsic reward structure in place, but also your character is getting weaker and weaker and weaker with every level. Whereas on a caster, you get stronger and stronger and stronger because you're getting new spell ranks every couple levels. Boom, spell rank. Boom, spell rank. And so on a caster, as long as you're leveling up, you're getting stronger. Now granted, like, having intellect gear helps because it's going to help your mana pool, and you don't get a lot of spell power gear, I don't feel like, till later on. So like, even that, like, you're not too worried about like how much spell plus spell power you got as a caster. You're just worried about training your ranks. And I really feel like long-term longevity for a character in solo self-found is that you should be a caster. Because you're not going to find weapons. And you're not going to find gear. And if you're a melee class, you are hugely dependent on those things. And so I think that's the trick. You know, obviously, it's great that I realize this now that I'm on a level 16 warrior. It's really good, yeah. But I think that's what it is. I think that if you want like a smoother journey through solo self-found, and you don't want to hit those points where you're like super weak, super underpowered, unable to progress, I think you go on a caster. I think the mage is the obvious choice. Think about how strong the mage was before I like got it killed for no good reason. Yeah, if the mage had been the character that I took into the streams, the mage probably wouldn't be max level yet, but the mage would be progressing still. Because of the way that spells work in the game. Yeah, the grinding sucks. Yeah, no, the grinding sucks. Like, absolutely. And like, is there a resolve for that? Like, hey, learning to AoE grind on the mage. Learning to AoE grind on a mage could be like, I guess that could probably cut your grinding time in half, you know. I know it's not like, you know, 6 to 1 or whatever, because you have time between between pulls. Excuse me, my voice this morning is wrecked. You have time between pulls that you got to drink up, so you're not like, you know, I think it's probably like at least twice as fast. Like if you were gonna grind for an hour single target, you could probably do a half hour, and you can get the same amount of experience if you're AoE grinding. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I think that like ultimately though, like caster. I think ultimately solo self-found is best for casters. And like when Blizzard does the official hardcore, you'll have a lot more agency to get a good weapon. But yeah, for now, I mean in this game mode, it's really punishing to make yourself a melee class. And then also, like, yeah, you have to make sure you're going back and doing the elite quest. Even if you're almost out of level range, you still have to go back and do them for the XP. Both the kill XP and the quest XP. Karen, good afternoon. Thanks for being here. All is basically well. We're kind of lamenting the state of the Paladin and kind of the state of solo self-found in general. I tried to get on the Paladin this morning really quick, and it almost ended in disaster. My gnome seems to be hovering off the edge of the dock. That's a little bit weird. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, guys. Floopsy, Matt, Vic. Thanks for being here. Yeah, ultimately, I don't know what we're going to be doing for the bulk of today. Part of me wants to keep going on the warrior. Part of me wants to get the pally to 47. A part of me wants to be a mage. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on this morning. Robert, good afternoon, man. Thanks for stopping by. It's the most ambivalent stream on the YouTubes because I can't decide what the hell I want to do. I haven't decided. That's why I had like a really ambiguous thumbnail today, so that I can just change the title throughout the day based on what I'm currently doing. Because I don't know what I want to spend my time on right now. Those were the elites in Eastern Redridge, Alex? Were they gnolls? Are those like elite gnolls over there? Or were they elite orcs? Yeah, the elite quest over there is scary because one of them's in a tower and one of them's inside that keep where you have to go into the courtyard and there's like 5 guys in the courtyard. You have to get the dude's head. I think like typically you need like a 5-man group for those. Yeah, Matt, that's not a horrible idea. And the more and more time passes where I'm like not sure what to do, the more that possibility grows. Yep. We could resurrect the troll mage. I mean, not resurrect her, obviously. Not literally resurrect her, guys. But we could do something like that. Ghost, I'm going to do 2 things for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm going to be streaming Baldur's Gate 3 the very minute I can get into it. But I'm also going to be doing an immersive recorded series for people who don't want to look at my face or hear my thoughts. So yeah, and it's going to be 2 different playthroughs, and you know, I'm gonna do something different in each. So we'll be a different class. I will make different choices. But yeah, I want to be streaming it like right when it's available, and then the immersive series will probably go up the next morning. That's my plan for BG3. Yeah, the recorded series we're going to be a Vengeance Paladin, which I feel like very much suits me. And then I'm not sure what we're going to do for the stream, but we'll probably do some kind of caster for the stream to keep it like very different, you know? Yeah, I need to get the I do need to get the pally somewhere where they can, like, you know, actually grind. Maybe that's what we do before we do anything else, is like at least get the paladin into a place where I could grind with. I think I can just take the flight to the Netherguard Keep, and that might be a good staging ground. Because I'd very much like him to hit 47, but I don't know what's gonna like revive him for me except like the ability to get weapons. Like I said, it makes a mage very, very alluring. Now that I really understand what like the late game of hardcore is like. Because keep in mind, like, the highest we ever got was, like, level 26, which is, like, still in the easy part of the game where, like, you're getting some items, but, like, the content's easy. There's lots of content to do. When you get to a point in the 40s where you have to push your character, like, you can't be worried about a shitty weapon holding you back. It's, like, it's not working. Vic, you tried Original Sin 2, but it was too involved. I think that that's true. And I think that like Baldur's Gate 3 is going to let people play at different levels of gameplay. So they have the difficulty settings so that if you didn't want the combat and the Dungeons and Dragons systems to be like that in the forefront, then you could like play on like a story mode, or you could play on a balanced mode. And then like Tactician is for people that really want to dig into like the nitty gritty of like tactical combat and like using the D&D rules and stuff like that. I'm gonna play on the balanced one. I'm not like super good at games like that to begin with, and I don't feel like I don't think that turning every encounter into a long drawn out slugfest really makes for good content or like an enjoyable gameplay experience, especially in like a big RPG that's going to be more about the world and like seeing new things in the story and stuff. So yeah, like I'd recommend story mode. Like I'm going to go on balanced mode so that I can kind of learn the systems over time, because it is a very, very involved game, and like I don't play D&D. And the last time I tried to play D&D was 4th edition. Like, so I like the rules are probably similar, but I just don't know as much as many people do. So, but I'm really excited to learn. And yeah, it's in the Forgotten Realms setting, which is always my favorite setting for D&D. Although in 4th edition they did like a weird like magic blight thing where there wasn't a lot of magic in Forgotten Realms. It's kind of weird. Yeah, that's like Robert, exactly. I want to stream it right away so people can see right away like what kind of game it is, if they dig it or not. Yeah, I thought about doing the recorded series first, but yeah, I really want to be playing it with you guys like the minute it's available, so that people who are not sure if they want to play it, or they're not sure if they're even interested in it, they can kind of see that immediately, you know. I just don't know D&D at all, Ghost. So what I'm hoping for is like I'm hoping that as far as like the systems, because you know the last time I played was 4th edition. It was like 15 years ago. And yeah, so I'm just hoping to like have a good gameplay experience and learn some stuff along the way, you know. And I'm sure that like chat will help me learn some of the things. I don't want to try to learn too much at once, because it'll be like completely overwhelming. So we'll just take it like one step at a time. But yeah, I'm going to play on the balanced combat mode so that every fight isn't some like long drawn out affair. I don't feel like that's enjoyable. Alex, that's a good point. If I wanted to do the blacksmithing, I could just start with that every day. Could be something that we do. Is it co-op? I believe that it is, yeah. I think you can do an online game with up to 4 people. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I guess that would probably be like, would it be drop in, drop out? That I don't know. There is some kind of co-op mode to BG3. I just don't know much about it. I've kind of purposely like not learned a lot about the game because I don't want to spoil much. I created a character and played around in character creation the other day, and I logged in and like kind of ran around and did the first couple of encounters. And that's all that I've seen, and I kind of want to keep it that way. I know there are lots of people who have been playing like the early access for years, and they have what they call it Act 1, like what did they call it? Like fatigue, basically. Act 1 fatigue, because they've all been playing Act 1 over and over and over and over again for years. I'm like, how awful must that be? To like have this game that you're super looking forward to for years, but you play so much of it in early access that you literally burn yourself out of the first quarter of the game. And you know you have to do it again. Like, how it must be hard to be hype when you've done that to yourself. So I'm glad I haven't really touched it at all. Yeah, I hate, even like when I see some of the character dialogues and when people are just showing footage and stuff, like I feel like even I don't even really want to know who all of the characters are. I want to be able to meet them or not as I go. So I kind of hate like even knowing so many of the characters that you can get into your party. That kind of, and I just kind of learned that by just watching a few vids. Like I watched the Paladin like video to learn a bit about the Paladin, and like just with the footage they use, like so much can be ruined in an RPG. What is this sword? 7.1. This is ours. Oh, are they the same? No, they're not. Sword of the Tiger, 20 to 30. Let's take the strength agility. I didn't see when we got this, but we'll take the strength as opposed to just straight agility. It's another training sword, of course. Yeah, I think some games, Vic, it's okay. Like, think about a game like Valheim. Valheim is never going to be fully released. You know, Valheim is an early access game, and it probably always will be. So, like, with games like Valheim, I get it. You know, eventually you gotta play the game. You know, you can't keep waiting, and the game's in a playable state. But yeah, when they're like, I get it. I get why people do it. I just like, I feel like you should limit yourself when you do that. Because yeah, playing the early access part for 2 years straight, and you know, obviously it's mainly like content creators that get like that. You know, they're making content for the game, so they're like constantly playing it. And I feel like they just burn themselves out that way. Another fishing pole, yeah. Yeah, it's all fishing poles for us. We've had a training sword since like level 1, which is kind of funny. It's like it's appropriate, I think, for like our level. Let's do some stuff on the pally. Let's get the pally where he needs to be, and see if we can maybe get level 47, not getting killed on a boat. Let's do. I think I could take a flight from here. Not this way though. I could take a flight from here over to Blasted Lands, I think. Yeah, today's content is gonna be all over the place. So like, yeah, kind of expect that, and I'm sorry for it. Sometimes I get like this. Eventually there will be order and like some kind of focus again, but for now I'm just kind of like, I'm being very ambivalent about what I want to focus my time on. And I've learned a lot of things about late game hardcore that I did not really understand, that have taken some time to like sink in. Here we go.
How are you?
Whoa. I didn't know I could move this. That's fun. Okay, so let's go to Netherguard Keep.
Watch, get her back.
Name? Yeah. It was a gnome. Yep, that's our gnome. Our little gnome warrior, and this is our paladin. He's human. He's body type A, so it's okay. Nobody panic. Late game hardcore. Late game hardcore is a good name for a guild. Yep, you can have that one. That one's free. The next one will cost you. Clint, I appreciate you being here, man. Your body feels like you're 60. Yeah, it's like the thing about the human body, man, is like, and it's rough. It's like if you don't use it, the body just gets weaker. The trick about the human body is it only wants to do the bare minimum of like what it has to do to get through its day. So unless you make each day like specifically hard for the human body, like it doesn't maintain strength. The body isn't meant to. Yeah. Your body's basically programmed to operate at its lowest possible functioning point. The problem is, like, when that happens, like, things happen to the body, it gets weaker and weaker over time, and yeah, you just feel worse. The trick is to, like, make your body do stuff every day, I guess. Like, a lot of stuff. And then you build strength, and you can feel younger a little bit longer into life. There are times of the day, like, you know, things that happen that make me feel ancient as well. But, you know, I always kind of am happy. I can still jump a fence. And I could run a mile if I had to. And so that's like the low bar for me. It's like, can I jump a fence? Can I run a mile? This is obviously like zombie apocalypse planning, right? If I could run a mile, I could probably get somewhere safe. And if I could jump a fence, then I'm not going to get trapped anywhere. That's my low bar of like physical fitness. Yeah, the third mask, it is hard for people to commit. I can't speak to it too much because I started weightlifting 18 years ago. So for me, it's like it's baked in, and like I don't keep up with it these days like I used to. But like the reaction to exercise like daily or every other day is kind of baked into me. So like it's not an effort thing anymore, really. It's just like it's a routine. It's a thing that happens. And it happens enough that I can still jump a fence and I can still run a mile. Yeah, Clint, I can't deadlift 300 pounds now, and like I said, I've been lifting for 18 years. Now, I probably, you know, there was probably a time when I could have, but would I have tried? Nah. Yeah. Right now, these days, I work out in my basement with like dumbbells. I have dumbbells and a bench, and that's like really all I use these days. There are times when I'll go to the gym, and I'll go to the gym for like 6 months, and then eventually I get sick of going to the gym, and then I start working out at home, and I'll do that for 6 or 7 months, and then I'll go back to the gym. We're close to me going back to the gym. When my son goes back to school in the autumn, I'll probably start like stopping by the gym after dropping him off, and I'll go through what I call a gym phase. And then I get too annoyed like being there, being around everybody else. People try to talk to me all the time and ask me questions about stuff, and eventually I start working out at home again. Alright, let's poke our heads outside of town, and let's just go see, like, I forget what level things are here. But apparently, oh yeah, level 50 quest. Probably not, like, what we want to be doing, but maybe if we can't kill stuff here, we can go just up into Swamp of Sorrows. Felipe, good afternoon, man. Thanks for being here. Voyager 7, I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks for checking out the stream. Is there a place to set my hearth here? There's not a place here to set the hearthstone, is there? Oh crap. I guess that didn't, like, this didn't get me a lot. The thing is, like, we're a pretty close flight from Booty Bay, but yeah, I forget that in Netherguard Keep, there's no inn. People don't come to visit the Netherguard Keep and, like, stay for the night, you know? So, like, why would there be an inn? I swear there are creatures here somewhere, and I thought they were, like, level 47, 48. But I'm not seeing any. Oh, yeah, Darnassus. Man, that's such a long flight. That's so much time. I have to do that, like, off recording. I have to get myself on that flight, like, not while I'm trying to do a stream. Because getting on that flight right now sounds like the most boring thing I could ever do. But I do need to do that. That would give us, like, a low-level quest to do in the hinterlands. Level 46 dudes. Are they going to have social aggro with each other? The answer is no. They do not. Let's try to fight these for a while and see how scary that gets. Should I take any of those quests? They say they're level 50, yet the guy... Oh, level 51 scorpions. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe we go up into Swamp of Sorrows and find something to fight. Maybe we don't fight here necessarily. You see how it is though, like, every single fight we are out of mana. Every single fight. Speaking of mana, I don't have any mana. I have 2 waters. Am I to assume that since there's not an inn, there's not a single human being in the Netherguard Keep that can sell me water? Is that what we are to assume? I wonder how the paladins pay their mortgage, right? I don't know how they can afford to retire in Booty Bay, but that's what we've done. Yeah, this is the mana has been grotesque. For the work that it does and for the damage that we deal, the mana use is completely off the chain. Yeah, I'm gonna look for water here, but you see how, like, every time I try to do something on the paladin, it's almost like the universe is like, no, don't do that. Look, you already messed up, don't do it. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I think the retirement in Booty Bay with the smithy was, like, the best idea for this character so far. Yep. Let's see. I don't know. Sometimes there's guys in here that sell stuff. Let's go check it out. Nobody here. Nobody back here. Let's see. Out in the main area. Nobody here. And here we go. What are you? Oh, a food and drink. Here we go. We found him.
Looking for something specific?
Yes, we are, actually. Let's see. I think we can... Oh, we could probably get rid of this sword. We can get rid of the boots. We can get rid of the clam meat. We'll keep the iron just in case.
Have a good
I don't remember if I left any materials from like the low-level blacksmithing in the bank at all. But yeah, I don't know. Probably not. And if I did leave some, it probably wasn't a lot. Okay, yeah, so we can like fight the level 36 things. You guys see how kind of like tedious it is though, right? Alex, there's a lot of stuff in those bags I didn't need. I just got like super lazy about parsing through it all right now. I'm like 28 free slots. 28 free slots sounds good. It's one of those days. It's kind of one of my more chaotic days. I'm not feeling like there's a lot of order happening right now. Let's go into Swamp of Sorrows. Maybe we'll have better luck. It is a Monday. I do so bad on Mondays. You'd think I'd be smart. I'd like wake up early, get a great start to the day. That didn't happen. No. It didn't really happen. I overslept and got a late start to the day. Typical summer Monday. Yeah, Robert, last Monday it took me 6 hours of streaming to like get to a point where I felt like relatively normal with my day. I'm hoping that it doesn't take that long today. That was a long stream. Where would I grind here? I mean, these guys are level 37. They're gonna give me like basically 0 experience points, but we have some rested, so that'll help a bit. I'm more productive with my kids in school because, you know, I have to get up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And so I get all that extra time. I go drop him off and then like my day starts right away. Tiger's Bane. Guys, how many? I've gotten 4 Tiger's Banes this run. 4 of them. 4 of them. 4 Tiger's Banes. If I was a rogue, we would never get a Tiger's Bane. They wouldn't drop. We'd get one-handed maces. We'd get epic axes, 2-handed axes. But we wouldn't get 7 Tiger's Banes. Everybody has a slow start on Mondays. For my wife's work, like they do a Monday morning kickoff meeting every week, but it's like most of the time that morning kickoff meeting gets rescheduled till like Wednesday. And it's like, we're going to have the morning meeting for the kickoff of the week on a Wednesday. That's very telling about when people actually get productive at work. It doesn't happen on Monday for a lot of people. Yeah, Robert, I feel like more and more like I'm getting to be like that. I have times when I can be super focused. You know, we played the Paladin almost exclusively from like level 20 all the way to like level 42 or something, right? We were like hyper focused on the Paladin for a while. And that's kind of what happens to me is I'll be hyper focused on something for a while, but then like I get ambivalent. Yep, that's about it. And like especially when there's so many different versions of WoW to play, and I enjoy them all in some way. That doesn't make it easy. Justin, did I hear that the trash mobs in hardcore dungeons will now give 50% of their XP? I did read that the other day. Yeah, I was reading the Blues News or whatever it was. And then like some patch notes for the hardcore server. Yeah, they don't want people grinding the mobs to level or something. There's like, I don't understand it. They've already locked the dungeons to 1 run a day. They've already locked the dungeons to 1 run a day. What they were going to do originally is they said they weren't going to give you any experience for killing mobs until you killed the boss. And then the boss would give you all the experience that the mobs would have given you. Because they don't want you in there just grinding mobs. And so that's what they were going to do at first, and I didn't hear anything else about that, so I guess maybe they're not doing that now. Maybe they decided, screw it, we're going to half all the XP. Yeah, it's like, so I don't really understand that. I wish they would stop. I wish they would leave it alone. They're already limiting us to 1 run a day. People are not going to want to grind those just for the experience. If people are grinding hardcore dungeons, it's probably going to be for the gear. Because they can only do it once a day. So, like, how are you grinding doing a dungeon once a day? You can't. It's not possible. Yeah. They want people out in the world. Yeah, and I feel like the 24-hour lockout does that just fine. At any level range, there's like 3 or 4 dungeons you can run that are useful to you in any level range once you're up there. So you do 3 or 4 dungeons in a day, like that's it, you're done. Now you go into the world. You know, at some level brackets, there aren't even that many dungeons. Like Scarlet Monastery is a good bracket where you can do like 3 or 4 runs a day. If you're doing Graveyard too. But that's about it. And so I don't see how that already doesn't force people to mainly be out in the world. And ultimately, why are we trying to like control how people play the game? Why are we trying? Like I just hate, like, what I get tired of in hardcore is like the additional bullshit rules. It's already hard enough just to survive, you know. You don't have to make it hard to survive and just super boring by like removing activities that people want to do. Yeah, lack of players will eventually stop dungeons as well, because like, firstly, it's a huge risk. How many times are you going to want to do it? You know, you're going to go in there, you're going to get the pieces of gear you want, and once you get a couple pieces of gear, you're going to be satisfied with that. You're not going to want to do it over and over again. Gabriel, will there be auction house? Yes. They are not removing the auction house or in-game player-to-player mail, and they've said they will not remove those things. It's not a piggyback, it's just a rewrite of the rule. The rule now is like 1 dungeon per day. It's just a 24-hour lockout the way heroics are handled. The rule here, like on Bloodstone Buccaneers, is like, you know, it's almost, to me, it's always been a roleplay rule. Like 1 boss, 1 kill per character. That's a roleplay rule to me. You know what I mean? It's an immersive roleplay rule. It's like, yeah, because it doesn't make sense to be able to kill a boss more than once. It's just a limiting thing. I hate stuff that limits how I play. It's a self-imposed challenge right now, but yeah, for the official hardcore, I'm glad they're doing it like they're doing it. I understand they want to limit people doing dungeons. I don't really understand why. I know the arguments of why, but I don't really think that those arguments are valid. I can't find anywhere to kill things in Swamp of Sorrows. It seems like the level is just too low. It's just too low. Look, there's a cool looking bridge. This is pretty cool. I've never seen this before. Go to Feralus, Vic says. Oh god, I don't want to go back to Feralus. Let's head over to the east and see if maybe they are higher level over that way. There was a quest we did along the coast. Maybe those guys are higher level? Yeah, I mean, maybe the hinterlands for grinding. I don't know. We can go kill the trolls and stuff. I don't want to continent jump. It's going to take too long to continent jump. If I'm going to continent jump, I'm going to log out. I'm going to play something else. That's kind of the point I'm at. An island off the coast has lots of Naga. That could be cool. Oh, hey Robert, don't run right into Stonard. It's not a friendly town, buddy. It would be a hell of a way to end the character. At this point, I probably wouldn't be too broken up about it. But I'm not going to intentionally get it killed. Chom, good afternoon, man. Thanks for being here. A fair warning, we're being like really ambivalent today. Or I am being very ambivalent today. I don't know what I want to focus on today or at all in general. It's like really bad ADD day, I think, for me. Just patience, Tom. I just need patience. That's all. Only time is gonna work this out. Yeah, I've learned a lot about like solo self-found hardcore with this character, and like with him languishing the way that he has, and with me not playing him, I've been able to like contemplate a lot, like what got us to this point. Why does the character feel so goddamn boring to play? Why does it feel like we're not making progress? And a few things occur to me. Obviously, I talked yesterday about how I should never have dropped blacksmithing. How we should have really ground that out. That would have given us better weapons. It would have given us better gear. It probably would have made me feel more able to take on some quests. And not feel like super weak all the time. That was mistake number one. Mistake number two just seems to be that in solo self-found, it doesn't behoove you to play a melee class. What you really want to do in solo self-found is you want to rely on spells. Because spell damage relies on the rank of the spell and not on your weapon, and not even a lot on your gear while you're leveling in Classic Era. Because you don't stack a ton of spell power like on your way up until you're a much higher level. So you're not worried about gear as much on a caster. And so ultimately that's going to be a smoother journey as long as you're training your spell ranks. Though we've had this same weapon. We got the weapon at level 39. It's a level like 35 weapon, and like we're just stuck with it. And it's killing everything about the character for me. Yeah, and so I've learned a lot of things. And yeah, mage. Mage is probably the way to go for like solo self-found. Mage or priest. But for like kill rate and for the ability to learn how to do like the AoE grinding. For those times when you do have to grind, yeah, I think the mage is probably the way to go. When was the last time I played the evoker class in Dragonflight? Like back when 10.1 first came out. So not very long ago, but kind of long ago. He's like level 67. I was close to getting him to level cap, I think, but whew, and then I did a couple 5-mans, and that was a huge mistake. I was just trying to do some like just normal 5-mans to see the dungeons, because I used to love 5-man content, and like I hadn't seen the like, so yeah, people run all the dungeons like Mythic Plus 20 keys now. And I got really frustrated with it. I kind of like, I wasn't really feeling the evoker anyway, because I don't understand the button pushing. I'm bad at learning, like, I'm bad at learning the new classes that they put into the game. Especially the ones that kind of start you at a higher level. Like, I felt, my numbers felt fine, but like, I never really understood what I was doing or why. I was just pushing my buttons. I'm like, oh, this button's up. Oh, this button's up. I can push this button. I never knew how long I should channel the abilities, or when I should let off of them, or like if it mattered based on how many guys I was fighting, like that kind of stuff. I never felt like I was figuring that out. You like the Demon Hunter? Yeah, I tried Demon Hunter too. The Demon Hunter was okay. The Demon Hunter felt kind of like ARPG-ish. There didn't seem to be like a lot of buttons you had to press. It was fast-paced. I did play Demon Hunter for a little while. Yeah. Am I muted? I think I'm fine. Am I good? I seem to not be muted, but maybe something hardware happened. I'm fine? Okay, good. I'm like, oh god, that usually... I can see when I'm muted, typically. Because it's a software mute. I press a key and I mute myself because I have, like, corporate tendencies baked into me. You probably saw me, like, grinding my teeth, Alex, and thought I was trying to say something. Yeah, I have a bad habit of, like, biting my lip or grinding my teeth when I'm just, like, idle. It's part of the reason why I like the microphone where it's at, so you guys don't have to be distracted by my stupid oral habits and fixations. When is BlizzCon? BlizzCon will be, it's like November 20th. November 19th or something. Will they be, do I think they'll announce the revamp? No. No. They'll announce the next expansion, I think, but I don't think that will be the revamp. I think revamp is probably 12.0. I think for 11.0 we're gonna go to the other side of Azeroth, and if we're focusing on going to the other side of Azeroth, then there's not gonna be like a big reason to revamp the old world. If they do a revamp of the old world, then we want to be playing through that content, not going to the other side of Azeroth. Yeah, they'll announce something. They'll announce a new expansion. Yeah, they'll announce a new, maybe some cool store mounts for you guys to buy. I don't know, but I don't think that they're going to. I don't think they're going to talk about a world revamp. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, and they'll probably announce Cataclysm Classic. Unfortunately. Not unfortunately. For me, unfortunately, I don't have a big interest in Cataclysm Classic, but there are lots of people who like never got to see those expansions who are getting to live through them for the first time with Classic. So like if they do a Cataclysm Classic, then good. Good for the people who've never seen it. Good for the people who care about their Wrath characters and want them to carry forward. So yeah, it wouldn't be bad. It would be like kind of boring for me, but I think like overall that's fine. Yeah, I think overall it's fine. If they do Cataclassic. I don't have anything against them doing Cataclassic. I'm just not super interested in it. But I'll play it, you know. I'll still play it. What's that? Oh, sorry, I was muted. When your wife has to yell at you from the other room because you were literally muted, it's gonna be one of those days. Thanks for watching the stream, Amy, and telling me that I'm muted. I appreciate you. Hey, we got a blue. We got a male chess piece. Strength, stamina, and spirit. It's worth being muted. Yeah. It's worth getting yelled at. Okay. We can we wear this? Yeah, we can. Why not? Why not wear it? It's basically useless. It's basically useless. It would be really, you know what it would be really good for? It'd be really good for an enhancement shaman. But yeah, because at level 40 enhancement shaman you learn male. But for us it's like it's basically useless. It's a new look. It looks kind of dumb, but that's okay. I don't need a chess piece. I need a weapon. I'm wasting my good rolls on this character. I'm wasting my good rolls on this character. Like the stats are okay. I'm just not gonna get super excited about it. It's not plate. If it was plate, I'd be really hyped. It's not plate, which was always my fear of like grinding against enemies that weren't like level 47, 48, is that like I know that they're not gonna drop plate. So it's not plate and it's not a weapon. So yeah, that's cool and everything, but ultimately I'm not super hyped about it. Yeah. It's gonna take more than that. It's gonna take more than that for me to care. Unfortunately, that's kind of where I'm at on this character. He needs a weapon. He needs a weapon. I would take a green weapon at my level over like blue mail, because blue mail I don't need. Yeah. I wish I could be more excited for you guys. JC, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it has been a little while, hasn't it? I hope you're doing well. Everything's good here. We still have a paladin who's on the verge of early retirement. He's gonna settle down in Booty Bay and maybe restart his blacksmithing shop that he like abandoned back in his 20s. And he might spend the rest of his days just living in peace. You know, he might be done with the grind. He's slain monsters and beasts far and wide, and he's tired. He's tired of lifting this level 39 hammer. He's tired of carrying it around with him. And if he's gonna wield a hammer, he wants it to be a blacksmithing hammer, you know. Alex, you think 4 to 5 more? I'm gonna say 8 to 10. 8 to 10 more kills. Well, we have rested XP, but these guys are green, so maybe. Yep. Well, let me tell you guys this. We're gonna get 47 today. Yeah, we're getting 47 today. I know, it's big. Big commitment, big reveal. Yep, we're big time now. We're getting all the way to 47 today. I bet. You're probably right, Alex. I just like to exaggerate how long it's going to take us to get this XP. Because, you know, I've had 2 bubbles to level for the past week and a half. Granted, we have not been playing the character, but, yeah. Yeah, Vic, that item would have been really good on the auction house. That's the frustrating part, is like, when you get a blue drop in Classic Era, it doesn't matter if you can equip it or not, because you know that you're going to be able to sell it to somebody for probably a decent price, you know? And you're going to take that money and buy yourself something nice. But in solo self-found, it's like every blue item you find is disappointment, because it decreases the chance of you getting another blue item that's actually going to be good for you. Like, you know, the 3 caster offhands we got that were blue offhand items, we got like 3 of the same item. Definitely eating into the RNG for us to get anything useful for ourselves. And we couldn't sell them. We vendored them for like 5 silver a pop. Seeing the XP bar go back to 0 is really depressing. Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. We get 47. We'll have 13 more levels to go, and at the rate we're leveling, that will be about 250 hours of gameplay. Our total playtime so far is 6 days, 17 hours. And, like, none of that really is time of my character being logged in and just sitting there. That's all, like, essentially some kind of playtime. Which is a lot. Jason, when you're a caster, you get mail and plate chest pieces. Yep. It's how it is. We got tons of daggers, and like I said, if I was a rogue, we wouldn't get any daggers. They would never drop. But on this character, I've gotten 6 Tiger's Banes. This guy right here. It's the Rambo knife. For whatever reason. Justin, good morning, man. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Vladuxa, what is normal damage for your weapon on your level? And what is mine now? I don't know. The damage depends on the weapon. So, like, if we had an awesome weapon, we could deal decent damage. This weapon is from level 39. So, it was a level 39 quest weapon that we got. And now we are level 46. So, like, you know, we could... If we had a level 46 green... I don't know, the top end damage would probably be in the 200s, and the DPS would probably be in the 40s. And then there'd probably be some stats on it if we had like a level 46 of the bear. Anything completely normal, like an of the bear, of the tiger, you'd probably see top end damage in the 200s. and you'd probably see like DPS in the 40s or 50s. If we had an at-level weapon. Alex, you think the next one gets it? Let's find out. Considering doing Sunken Temple. Yeah, the problem with that is, like, sure, at this point I would do anything, okay? But let me tell you this. No one is going to take a Ret Paladin into any content. And then let me tell you another thing. There's probably nobody at level right now who wants to do Sunken Temple who hasn't already done it. Because once you get into level 40s, no characters live until 40. Like, it's a very small percentage of hardcore characters that get created that live into the level 40s. So, yeah. It's really tough, you know? It's really, really tough. There's your slash who. Yeah, we could like bump this down a bit because maybe you say you come here at like level 40 perhaps. And if we do that, we get one more person. So yeah, that's our level 40 to 49 in Swamp of Sorrows. Now granted, like Swamp of Sorrows not a super popular place, but in Classic era, like you have to come here because you have to do the quest. So, yeah. Next, yeah. Hey, Alex, I think it's going to be closer to 8 to 10, like I said. I haven't been counting, but I think the 8 to 10s might have it. I think this one might get us there. We are 122974 out of 12320. I don't know how to read that. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. I would say maybe even 1 or 2 more kills. You would have lost that bet, yeah. And you thought I was just being pessimistic. Oh, there it is. I thought I was being pessimistic too. But it turns out that's what it took. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. I need a thumbnail without the Shadow Priest in it. This is the Paladin looking off into the forever sunset of his retirement. There we go. That'll be our last time on. Thanks, guys. Let's spend our talent point because, yeah. Oh, guys, I have 2 talent points. So you're telling me that we never spent our level 46 talent point. That's what you're telling me? Could have helped. I have to respec. I have to get this point out of consecration. I need all the points in vengeance, I think. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know how much that's going to actually help. Hey, it's 2 talent points, though. There's our rested XP that expires before the end of the level. And, yeah. I mean, what else is there to do? You know, the only thing to do is to, like, continue grinding on this character, which this is not really the spot I would do that, I guess. I need to find the spot where I would do that. Maybe somewhere in the Burning Steppes or the Searing Gorge. Could be like a better idea. Burning Steppes is 50. That's not gonna work. What about the Badlands? Oh, we're past the Badlands for the most part, I think. 35 to 45. And I can never find. Where is it? There's the Burning Steppes. I can't find the Burning Steppes. There's Searing Gorge. Here we go. I get them confused. Burning Steppes, Searing Gorge, I don't know the difference, and I can never find them on the map. Yeah, we should be here. That's where we should be. How would one get there? From the Badlands? Yeah, from the Badlands is how we'd get there. Okay, and then the Badlands, we have to. Oh god, we have to go from Loch Modan to get to the Badlands. Yikes. Yeah, I think that's like that's this character's only like real hope is that we can go into the the Searing Gorge, and we could do some grinding and eventually like do some of the questing there. I think that's like our only hope. Yep. I think that's what it is. Orcs can't be mages. Did not realize that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You guys know what's coming, right? You guys know what's about to happen. You guys know what's about to happen. And JC, yeah, he's been popping on the streams occasionally. He gets super excited to come and say hi to you guys. I just don't want it to be like a co-carnage situation where like my kid's with me for like 2 hours of the stream though, so I try to keep it like realistic. Short periods of time where he can pop on, say hi, and pop off. Is this one gonna end up being like super split? You guys are gonna make me choose? How Tukin is voting for Undead Priest. I can't do the male body type. Look at this. I can't. It hurts my spine to look at it. Okay, like I can't do that. Okay, you guys know I can't do that. Oh yeah, Justin, the Warrior's fine. Oh god, I'm gonna... yeah, the Warrior's fine. For the Alliance! Right. I don't know. We've been talking about our lessons learned in solo self-found. And one of the biggest lessons that I've learned getting a character into the high level 40s is that you don't want to be a character that relies on a weapon. You don't want to be a character that relies on a weapon for your damage, because in solo self-found, you're going to spend big chunks of the game, especially the late game when stuff is super hard, you're going to spend big chunks of the game with a shitty weapon. Because of the way the game works, without being able to do dungeons, without being able to use the auction house. Yeah, troll body type B is so weirdly human. I wonder why they made it that way. Yeah, I never get it either. That's why I can't play, like, you know, the same thing with the female orc. Is like, you've got the male orc, okay, and then you have basically a human figure. And same thing with the trolls. You feel like it's much more rewarding to play a gear-dependent character? Oh, Tukin, in the normal version of the game, I absolutely agree with you. Like, if we were just doing it like a normal run in Classic Era, I'd play a rogue, you know? Because I'd be able to get weapons, and like you would have the opportunity to get weapons. With solo self-found, especially only being able to do dungeons one time, even at a low level when dungeons are possible, you can't get gear. You're going to do the run once, you're not going to get your drops. And you can't use the auction house. So like ideally, like if you're having a rough time with weapons, you can just grind up a bunch of gold and you can go buy a weapon on the auction house, but you can't do that in solo self-found. You can't do it. But yeah, otherwise I'd agree with you. But what I'm saying is that for hardcore, like, for you having a level 47 character and wanting to keep playing it and wanting it to deal, like, normal damage, a caster. You have to be a caster. So, yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah, maybe we revive the troll. It's, like, it's pretty split. It's not super split. It's troll, I think, guys. I think it's troll. Like, some of the hairstyles are cool, but I hate the ones that come down where the shoulder pads are going to be, because they're just it's going to clip through the gear. I hate when it, like, clips through the gear. That's not bad. obviously what we should be rocking. Yeah, I hate seeing the bones on the Forsaken. Honestly. Yeah, the troll mage we got killed, level 26. I don't know that I'm doing this right now, guys. Like I said, I'm being super ambivalent and trying to like toss ideas around. But yeah, I don't know that this is what we're doing. Chase, right now I'm having really bad ADD, and yes, what you said is true. Yeah, this is like a really I've been really ambivalent. And unfortunately, like, I have learned a lot of things about hardcore that are, like, kind of depressing. Like, the fact that, like, you can't rely on your weapons. Because you're never going to have weapons. Vic. Yeah. Kind of. Kind of. Nah, because the shaman's the same thing, Robert. I have to not do shaman. Because shaman, I'd want to do an enhancement build. We're gonna be in the same spot. We're gonna be looking for one big two-handed weapon that deals a shit ton of damage, and we're not gonna find it. We're not gonna find that weapon. That's what the paladin has taught us. I need my character map up. I don't even know like what special characters have I used. I feel like I've used like all of them. What have I got here? I've got. Oh no, I haven't. Okay, I'm good. I'll use the other weird E. Let's go back. Oh, it didn't save any of my loadout. Oh, it kind of. No, it didn't. It didn't save anything. All right, let's get rid of your tusks. There you go. How human can we make you look? We've done a pretty good job. I think like blue should be good. How night elf-esque can we make you look, basically? Because like, yeah, the night elves evolved from trolls living on the edge of the well of eternity. I think this face is fine. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's like basically the only normal one. I kind of like this. I just feel like, yeah, I feel like it's gonna clip through the gear though. I kind of like that too. And then when we, the funny thing will be like when we put on a piece of headgear, all of our hair will go away. Suddenly, if we show our headgear, we'll be completely bald. Hair color, I kind of like the white, but let's see, I usually do like a red. I can do that. We're over here, by the way. We're on mage, by the way. Yeah, we're sorry. I know I was like on some other class. Yeah, we're not. We're looking at mage. I just didn't have it selected properly. Yeah. Why not? Let's see. What about earrings? We're stuck with the earrings. Hair color, face skin color. I guess we're stuck with earrings. That's kind of weird. Yeah, we have a lot of earrings, and apparently we don't have any control over that, which is strange. All right. Okay. Wait. Did I use the wrong one? Okay. Let me grab the other one. Character map. I need the other weird E. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Amy, this is another hardcore tune. I know, I'm awful. Yeah.
The vicious trolls that populate the numerous jungle isles of the South Seas are renowned for their cruelty and dark mysticism. Barbarous and superstitious, They carry a seething hatred for all other races.
Damn, we're a bad guy, it sounds like.
Long since exiled from its ancestral homeland in Stranglethorn Vale, the Darkspear tribe was nearly destroyed by rampaging murlocs. Rescued by the young war
They were nearly completely destroyed by rampaging murlocs. Oh
the
no.
Darkspear tribe swore allegiance to the Horde. Led by the
Those murlocs were a big problem.
Vol'jin, the Darkspears now make their home in Durotar, along with their Orcish allies. As one of the only surviving Darkspears,
Auntie, me and my wife are gonna do some kind of run together, but it's probably gonna be like an immersive thing. It's probably not gonna be like solo self on hardcore. Also, she has what you guys call a real job, so she like is actually working right now. But we are gonna do a run together, but it's probably gonna be like an immersive thing. Begin adventure. Okay. I should probably like, maybe I can make a change to the stream title and stuff like that. Might be a good idea. Let me do a little clip here. Just to confuse people. Let's do that. Bear with me for 1 second, guys. I'm gonna get the stream title and clip art updated really quick now that we're doing something. Let's do that. I could show you guys like under the hood a little bit. That'd be fine. What's today's date? 7/24/23. Okay. And then we come over here. If I can find the window in the sea of windows I have open. There we go. Let's change that. Alright, there we go. Clip art's been updated on the thumbnail. The title is fine. Alright, let's go ahead and end the poll. We don't want to keep that going forever. Yeah, Frost Mage is the way to go. Yep, we're going Frost Mage. We had a Frost Mage that I got killed at level 26 because I'm an idiot. And because I wasn't streaming that and you guys weren't there to help me. I'm using GIMP 2.0 for the thumbnail stuff. It's like Photoshop, but it doesn't cost $1 bazillion. It's free. And you know, I use all free software. I use Shotcut for publishing like the final versions of uploads. I use Shotcut, which is free like video editing software. Let's lock that.
Be safe.
Let's get some other action bars going on. Auto loot. Action bars. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're not going to go into the town hall building 6 times in Hillsbrad until I get killed. Yeah, that was the only thing that killed us. Is like we weren't ever going to die, but I like just went out of my way to like get killed essentially, like out of stubbornness. Yeah, JD, I do so little in GIMP, and so when I have to do something in GIMP, I just Google what I need to do. Like, if I need to know how to make a border, I look it up on YouTube, you know, through Google. And it's just like, I learn it that way. I learn, like, the pieces of the software that I need to have the outcome that I want. And I don't do a lot with it besides making the thumbnails, so... For me, it works perfectly. Because I just don't need it for a lot of stuff.
Go forth to victory.
Yeah, Dustin, we've tossed around the idea of playing like a regular classic run. If I did that, it would be on a rogue. So if you see a rogue running around at any point, and yeah, the thumbnail for today was super ambiguous because I didn't know what I was gonna do. I had a level 1 dwarf rogue made for a non-hardcore run that I was like tossing around the idea of, and that may still happen in the future, like days ahead. You know, I'm not sure. The thing is, like, I really want to be playing Classic Era. And I don't want to, like, fall out of, like, hardcore habits. But at the same time, like, yeah, the Paladin I'm, like, super fatigued on. And then now I'm realizing that I'm going to have the same exact problem on a Warrior. I'm going to have the same problem on anything that uses a weapon. It looks really dead here today. It's... Yeah, hey guys, like 5 or 6 weeks ago when you created a level 1 character on Bloodsail Buccaneers, regardless of like what it was, it was popping. It looked like a launch night. You know? It looked like a launch night. Yeah. And now you see where it's at. Now you see where it's at. Yeah, Alex, a few weeks ago, you'd have trouble getting any tags on, like, anything. People just want the official servers. I don't think people know. I think a lot of people are like me, and they don't know what they want at this point. No Warriors Not Deceased, no. It's a, I'll pin a comment. There you go, and I will pin that, and then maybe people will see it. I just don't know what we're doing today, so we're popping around doing different stuff. I'm kind of indulging my my ADD a little bit with you guys, so like I'm sorry. I mean, 1 to 10 looks a little better. It's still not a lot, you know. It's not a lot. I wonder how the regular non-hardcore servers compare to this. Let's do an experiment, guys. Are you guys up for like doing an experiment? So yeah, Duratar 1 to 10. Bloodsail Buccaneers, 34 people found. Let's see. Let me pull up a notepad. Bloodsail, 1 to 10, 34 people found. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at a normal Classic Era server that's not hardcore, and we'll check out the same exact area. And we'll do it on the Mankrik server, which is like a medium server. And we'll just have a little look. We need to change realm. We need to go to Mankrik. And let's see. You are the rogue. Let's go into let's just pop into the orc area really quick. This is not a character we're gonna play. We're just popping in. We're just popping in for a comparison really quick. the hardcore add-on's still up. Alright, let's do 1 to 10. Only 20. So, and the thing about this too is that we're seeing people that are technically on other realms. You see the little dash. So this person's on Peggle. This person's on Westfall, Peggle. So these realms are like connected, like mega server style though. This is not just people on Mankrik is the problem. That's the weird part. Is that in regular Classic Era realms you get all this like, you get people from other realms, you know, they're all kind of playing in the same place. It's cross realm. It's cross realm. What happens if we go check out like White Mane? White Mane says that it's full. Like, what's going on white main? Why is white main full? Because it's PvP? Like, what's that going to look like? We're going to find out, because it's like, it's an hour of experimentation while I kind of like struggle through my ADD. Yeah, no, we're not mad. We're just checking out servers, and we're just like having a little thought exercise to see if we can find out like where are people playing most right now. So we're just jumping around a little bit, and then let's just log the rogue in really quick, and we'll check alliance side, and we'll see. I think it's like with the sharding, it's going to be pretty like even, right? Alliance side seems like it's probably popping off a bit more. 46, 1 to 10, 46, 1 to 10. So yeah, alliance side Mankrik. I mean, there's people playing the game. So, yeah, like not a ton of them right here, and I bet Elwyn is probably even more busy. So yeah, so that's fine. 46, okay. They killed it with the announcement. And Alex, how long have I been talking about that too? Yeah, it's like I said it like weeks and weeks ago that they were killing hardcore with the announcement that they made. They did it too long, and they should have announced their servers like a few weeks before they were going to open up. And they shouldn't have done this PTR nonsense. They didn't need to do a PTR to do this. So yeah, there could be lots of people playing on the PTR. Yeah, that could be it. Here we go. I have this character already here. Let's check it. Middle of the day on a Monday. White main server, Elwyn Forest. I mean, it already looks like super good. Over 50 people, guys. So, I don't know. And I know that's not like all on this server. It's still kind of the same thing where like it pulls people in from other realms. This is, oh, what realm, what time is this? 9, 10, 11, 12. This is Pacific time. This is a Pacific time server. 9:21 a.m. Yeah, Alex, I'm not happy about it either. But it's important that we acknowledge that this has happened, and that we act accordingly in like what we do and where we spend our time. Yeah, from White Minute, it must be pulling from all the other PvP realms, and then like Mankrik is the PvE realms. Right. Yes, Otukan, I think you're right. Yeah, this is Dane. Absolutely. Why haven't they done this for Wrath yet? It's so sad. You get into Wrath and like you go to level a character, there's like 2 people leveling with you. What's the negative side effect of choosing a PvP server? Because I've never really understood. So like there are certain zones where I'm going to be flagged all the time, right? There's certain zones where I'm just like I'm flagged, right? And I can't help it. Any moment in those zones, someone could come in and kill me. Is that how it works? I used to think that was how it worked. Like if I go to Hillsbred Foothills, that it would immediately flag me. That at any point another faction player could come and fight me. That's kind of like how I thought PvP servers work, but I'm not sure if that's the case. Is that right? Okay. And so how many zones are like that? Is it every zone after a certain point is like that? It's annoying. Okay. Huh. Yeah. I can see that like maybe that would get annoying. I guess. But let me ask this. If it's so annoying, why are more people playing on PvP servers historically than on PvE servers? Because historically, and for the most part, I feel like PvP servers are always more populated. What's the draw? So if people say it's it's dumb, it's annoying, you get killed all the time. Well, if that's all true and stuff, like why are so many people here? In Stranglethorn, you sometimes can't level for a whole day. Yeah, well, I don't get it. It's fun when you're the person with the level 60 rogue. Yeah. Peer pressure, maybe? Like, yeah, like... I guess, but, yeah, like, if you have friends that play there, but if you're just, like, a player, then, yeah, I don't know. Lael, good afternoon, man. Thanks for stopping by. It adds a little challenge. It seems like people are saying it just adds annoyance. Like, it's not challenge when a higher level character comes and kills you. That's just annoying, you know? PvP adds to the danger. Yeah, okay. There's not much you can do about it though. Like a level 60 swoops down and kills you. It's like, yeah, that's dangerous, but then like there's no real chance to avoid it, you know? PvP's closer to the lore of the game. You think people do it for lore reasons. It's not as bad since there's no flying. What's happening with the troll into Lael? I'm very ADD today. I'm having a hard time like finding a focus and finding something that I care enough about to spend my time on. And so what we're doing right now is we're checking out different servers because hardcore's kind of dead. Yeah, Bloodsail Buccaneers is kind of dead. It's dead-ish. It's dead-esque. It's dead adjacent. And so we're trying to figure out like where more people are playing. It's hard to get a good read because the other classic era realms are clustered together, which obviously skews results, but if that clustering results in the fact that more people are playing there, then ultimately that is better. And yeah, so I don't know. Like I'll tell you, when you came here a few weeks ago, it was just people everywhere, everything was dead. It was hard to find, like you had that quest for the imps, it was hard to get imps tagged. And this was like only like a couple months ago. It's yeah, it's dead, and like the problem with it being dead is that means something. And I think it means that like Blizzard has successfully basically killed the hardcore. Yeah, I think that's what it means. So my ambivalence this morning is kind of like trying to figure out where I want to spend my time. Yeah, Mr. Jackpots, I think like more people are playing Alliance, especially on the Mankrik cluster, than they are playing Horde, absolutely. Which is weird because in Wrath of the Lich King server era, Mankrik is a Horde-only server. So it is a little weird, but I think it's because of the clustering. Because Mankrik on Classic Era is clustered with Pagel, like they're clustered all together. Robert, yeah, man, I mean, not necessary. I get what you're saying, but roll an evoker. Yeah. Not really how I'm gonna spend my time. I don't know. I you know what I could do? I could do this. Here we go. And just answer honestly with your gut feeling. Here, just answer with like whatever your gut tells you. Yeah, Robert, and I know that. You're fine. Yeah, just answer with your gut feeling, guys. Based on like what you see and what you've seen and like your own experiences, like what do you think? And if it is, that's okay. You know, if that's true, then that's fine. You know. And then maybe it's a situation where we take a break. Maybe we just play some classic era where we can do dungeons and where we can get gear and where we can use where our character will have permanence and we'll be able to come back to them even if they die. Maybe that's a thing. Yeah, like, yeah, and Mr. Jackpots, yeah, exactly. I don't mean like nobody at all is playing it, because obviously people are, right? But I just mean like there's not like big reasons, I don't think, in most people's minds to start new characters right now. And so, and that was like I said, you'd look out into the distance and there'd just be a sea of people. and it's not like that anymore, and it's because of the official hardcore servers coming. with every day that passes, we get more into summer. So with every day that passes, every week that goes by, we know that no matter what, the official hardcore servers are getting closer. Even though we don't have a date, you know? Leo, you think Turtle has exploded and a lot of people have moved over to the private server? I wish some of them would just come back and play in Classic era. Like, non-hardcore. I mean, I get the allures that the private server's free and they have other stuff going on that's not like traditional WoW, but... yeah. It's not dead, it's lying down. Yes, so... yeah, so maybe I phrased that a little wrong. I guess I'm like being dramatic when I say it's dead. But I think you guys get what I mean. Like the hype for starting new characters, I think for most people is going to happen when the official hardcore comes out. Yeah, exactly, Chase. Like right now, if you lose a level 20 tune, especially if you're a person that doesn't have like, you know, 5 or 6 hours a day to play, then you're thinking, oh, like maybe I just wait. Turtle buffed underperforming classes. Yeah. Yeah. I wish we could see Classic Plus in that era, in that vein where they do like class changes and do tweaks and balances and they do stuff like that over time, you know. I wish they could move away from like no changes to like more changes. I just don't think they're going to. Mike, you think official hardcore is going to be huge? I think official hardcore is going to flop after the first couple months. I think it's going to be huge opening night. It's going to be huge opening night, and then I think like eventually it's gonna fade. Yeah, the fun of hardcore is just playing. The fun of classic for me is just playing. Like, hardcore or not. Like, the fun of it is just playing. But I kind of want to play where there's going to be lots of people. And I'm kind of at a point where, you know, maybe I am fatigued of solo self-found, and maybe other people feel this way, maybe not. Yeah, oh yeah, Dustin. Whenever they open the servers up, we'll be streaming. We'll be streaming like, you know, the minutes before the servers come up, waiting to see how catastrophically they fail, similar to Diablo launch. Yeah, Heathen FPS. That's kind of true. Yeah. Like some things have longevity, but like the same hype isn't always going to be there. Yeah, Lael, I think it's going to be like that. Yeah, like when we did Season of Mastery, like there was big hype at first. And then after a couple months, you know, those characters get to 60. Or in the case of hardcore, you get a bunch of characters killed. And then I think the hype goes away. Absolutely. I'll be streaming myself trying to tag a single boar with hundreds of other people. Yeah, and that'll be fun for the first few days it lasts. Yep, because it won't last, you know. But it will be fun. It'll be fun to see that. I want to have that experience right now. But I see only 2 other people in my field of view. So, yeah. All right, now we have a title and a thumbnail. We are not going to begin adventure. Yeah, we are not doing it that way. Have I considered doing like an early access stream of Baldur's Gate? Yeah, I have. I don't think that people. I don't think I would stop. I wouldn't do that mid like WoW stream to people. I wouldn't be like, and now we're just going straight over to Baldur's Gate. Let's see. I want to get rid of. You know, it's not even enabled. I don't even know how it's working. That's fine. Yeah, JC, I've been having a lot of fun leveling up the Destruction Warlock in retail. I've been enjoying the leveling really, really, like, much more than I thought I would. Yeah, it's been a good time.
Ah, well, aren't
Whoa!
you a sturdy-looking
Whoa!
one?
You
Perhaps you can assist
guys
me
saw
with
they
a
were
thing
turned
or
off.
two. Not much help around
You
here
guys-
except for green apprentices.
You guys
and
saw
we've
that the
other
add-ons were
things to
off.
worry about.
So this is story time. I don't really like story time. That's why I don't use it. But that's what story time does. Is it makes it look kind of like a Guild Wars 2 scene, and I don't like it, which is why I have it turned off. But the game doesn't seem to believe me that it's turned off. Can I disable that from my interface? Is that real? Okay. So I mean, I probably could, but the reality is I don't know how. I've always disabled it from the login. Raphael, you were away for time. What are we doing right now? Right now we are on a rogue on the Mankrik server, because you can see what the poll I put up a poll. And I think we're kind of feeling a certain way about solo self-found hardcore right now. And that way might be just like a little bit of burnout. All right, so let's just go through this, and I'll leave the ones on, and I'll uncheck the ones that I don't. Okay, now we should be good. We got it disabled, so I don't really know. We can disable all, and then I could just like go in and grab the ones that I want. Okay, that should be good.
What's on your
That's better. There we go. Let's move a couple things around. So let's lock them in.
What can I do? Safe travels.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I see. You'd think I could just like see that with my eyes, Alex, but that's how stupid I am sometimes. I've never done it like this before. That's obviously like much better. I will do it that way from now on. Okay, yeah, let's just grab these. We're fine. It's more people than in hardcore. Yeah, we might be sharing like across server, but it's fine. The thing about it is, think about how much easier it would be to find groups since we're like technically cross-realm. Think about that. I'm gonna have to step away soon to get more coffee. Yeah, I've drained my coffee basically before any gameplay. I don't remember drinking most of it, but it's certainly almost gone now. Mr. Jackpots, this is not hardcore. This is just a regular old classic era. We are on the Mankrik server cluster for this one. Yeah, we did a bunch of looking around. We checked out a bunch of different servers. We compared like populations and starting areas and stuff like that, and kind of just like, you know, for giggles, but ultimately kind of determining that a little bit of a break from solo self-found might not be a bad idea for me specifically. So yeah, I'm kind of I guess I kind of have to admit when I need a little bit of a break, and it's like I don't need a break from classic era, but I do need a break from solo self-found. Oh yeah, treasure hunting. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So that'll show me like treasure chests and stuff, right? Yeah, I really wish they would cluster the Wrath of the Lich King servers like this. Would probably be better for them. I don't feel like there's a lot of people that level up on those servers either. Even when you're on like a very populated server, it just doesn't feel like people. It doesn't feel like people level up in Wrath anymore unless there's a Joyous Journeys buff going around. That's kind of like the precedent that they've set, is like don't bother leveling up because eventually there will be a Joyous Journeys.
Off with you. Great to meet you. See you soon.
LS, the Gnome Warriors are alive and well. This is not hardcore. This is
Well met.
This is us doing other things. I'm gonna update the title one more time. I'm gonna try to make a title that kind of makes it a little bit more clear exactly what we're doing. There you go. Title's updated. World of Warcraft Classic Era Mankrik Cluster taking a break from solo self-found. That's a long-winded one. That's not like no one's gonna click on that. But for people who end up here anyway, like at least now we know what's going on. Clemens on Mirage Raceway in EU. There's plenty of people leveling. Yeah, I mean on the servers that I typically play on, like Peggle for Alliance is like it's a big server for Alliance, and like I don't really ever feel like there are many people playing. When I've done the same thing, like how we went around today and we checked out the starting zones and stuff like that. Like I've done the same thing in Wrath, and it doesn't always feel like there are people playing.
Safe travels.
Part of it very much could be that I play at times of the day when most people don't. So it could be that lots of people level up in Wrath and they do it like after business hours. You know, at times when I don't typically play. That could be the case. Yeah, that could be the case. And sorry guys that the stream's kind of a mess today. Like I just kind of have to go with it. Like I want to be here playing the game, like some version of the game. You know, I have the urge and the will to play, and I want to be here. So but I'm like, my ADD has been very, very, very bad today. And it kind of started a little bit yesterday, and it kind of started the day before that a little bit. Like, it's been building up. It's been building up. Yeah, my ADD and like has been building up. It'll level back out. Like there will come a time when we'll be into something that we will be hyper focused on, Like we were hyper focused on the paladin for a very long time. And so those days will come again, but today is not that day. Today is not that day. What I need to do is like find something that I'm gonna like sink into for a while. Yeah. Other things that have crossed my mind is like we have all those dead hardcore characters, and they're offering like the free transfer off of Bloodsail Buccaneers. Like, could I transfer all of my dead characters like somewhere else now, or is it one character transfer per account off of the hardcore servers? It'd be funny to be able to revive all of the dead characters and just transfer them somewhere else. Even if they were never to be played again. At least that way they'd be alive somewhere that wasn't on Bloodsail Buccaneers, you know? It'd be cool if we can get them over to, like, Mankrik. I wonder if that's possible. Alex, did you transfer your, if you're still here, man, did you transfer your Warlock? You transferred him off, right? And if so, did you notice if you could, like, keep transferring characters off, or if it was, like, a one and done? If it's a one and done, then I probably have to save it in case the Paladin gets killed. Like, if the Paladin got killed, I'd want to be able to, like, just take him somewhere that wasn't hardcore. Because we've put, like, 300 hours into him. So if it's just one and done, I think I'd save it. And it probably doesn't tell you that, though, when you go to do it. You'd think they would just let unlimited transfers happen off of those realms, since on their official hardcore server they're going to let you transfer any dead character off. Maybe we'll try it today. Maybe we'll go transfer one of our dead hardcore characters off. That could be fun. What about the priest? Could we get the priest off of the elevator death priest and get them off of the server? That'd be cool. Just to see if we can send them somewhere else. I'm gonna check it out. I'm not gonna play him. I just want to see. I want to see what servers we can send them to. Let's see. Bloodsail Buccaneers. The character probably has to be alive for me to. Oh, that's right. There's gonna be a name issue. Oh no! Oh wait, no, the priest isn't here. I think the way I do my names, I think sometimes characters like just disappear from my dead list. Like the priest is not here. We've got the druid, we've got the mage, and we've got like think of all the characters I've deleted, like the shaman and the gnome. Like I think something to do with my naming convention, like it stops it from storing a lot of my characters. I've noticed this on other servers too. That it stops it. I forgot this was a body type B druid because we spent all of our time in bear form. We could send somebody else. We could send somebody out. I kind of want to see what my options are. Let's, if I restore it. Okay, and now we need a name change. Okay. I just want to see. It's a lot of work to see like what they're offering me for a transfer, but we're gonna do it really quick. Okay, and so I need to revive. So I need to log in. All right, and there she is. And let's take a look. Failed. There we go. Okay, so she's good. She doesn't have mail, so that shouldn't be a problem. If we just go over to the inn, we could probably log out a lot faster. For giggles, there you go. That's the people online. Hillsbrad Foothills, Horde side. Hillsbrad Foothills is a huge leveling place. You can't skip it. Everybody's got to go here. And as you can see, by the time we get into the mid-20s, no one's left alive. And no one's playing the game. So, there's that. Let's log her out. Let's go to, is it shop? Free character transfer. Buy now. Bloodsail Buccaneers. We want level 26 mage. Look at that. Yeah, I mean that's our realm. That's the realm. But doink. And then like could we're not going to, but could we keep doing that? Yeah. We could keep doing it. Yeah, we can get rid of all of our characters. We can get them all off the realm. If they're not incentivizing people to stop playing hardcore right now and just to go play classic era, then I don't know what they're doing, because it seems like a big incentive to just go do regular classic era, right? That's interesting. Yeah, Lael, it was a few weeks ago that we found out that Blizzard were offering free transfers off of Bloodsail Buccaneers and off of Hydraxian Waterlords as part of their plan to kill hardcore before the official servers come out. Yeah, they want people to, I think they want people to stop playing for a bit so that there's more hype when the official servers do come out. So, you know, not only did they make the announcement long enough ago that like the play type has like drastically declined throughout the summer, but then as the play type is declining and less people are wanting to re-roll, they also offered free transfers off the realm. Hey, just got your level 40 kill, don't want to go again, take him somewhere else, play there. And that's kind of what they did.
You got my attention. Hey, good.
There are things I like about Wrath a lot. I do like the class design a lot in Wrath. For a lot of the different classes, I feel like they're just in a better place.
Off with you.
I feel like in Wrath, the journey is still like a big journey, but it's not a 350-hour journey. You know what I mean? And so there's lots about Wrath that I like. I just like when I play Wrath, it doesn't ever seem like vibrant. It doesn't ever seem like lots of people are playing it. And you know what really kills Wrath for me is not having the looking for dungeon tool. If I could just hop in the queue as DPS and every 15 minutes or 20 minutes we can do a dungeon run, like then I'd probably play a lot more Wrath. Because I love doing 5-mans. I just don't like putting in the legwork to like put the group together, travel to the place, summon everybody. Like there's ones that you can't do as easily depending on your faction. Like if we had LFD, we could queue up for Ragefire Chasm. You know, if we had LFD on Horde side, you can queue up for Stockade. If you're just going to be teleported to the instance, you know. Otherwise, it's like, it's hard to do.
Hello. Be good. Well met. Keep your feet on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Wrath definitely made the game easier for people getting into it. Absolutely. I would argue and I'd say like classic era is not hard. Like the game isn't like hard. You know what I mean? Like I get what you're saying. Like the fights are longer. The game is slower. Classic era is slower. I don't know if I would say that it's more challenging just because it's slower, but I do understand the sentiment. Some things that make it more difficult are just like early on in classic era there are more aggressive enemies, and obviously in Wrath they took out the aggressive enemies from the starting hubs. So like they did do things to make it easier, but I don't know if just like the faster pace of killing something means that like we're not in danger here. Like this isn't hard. I could stand here and auto attack this guy down and I'm gonna be fine. I actually kind of felt like with my Wrath of the Lich King Paladin, by the time I got it into Northrend content, I was able to do like pretty big pulls, and I felt like, especially in the Northrend content, I felt stronger, like in the Northrend content, than I did leveling up. But yeah, I mean, everybody has their flavor that they prefer. I would play a lot more Wrath if I could do more 5-mans. Because that's like kind of the draw for me, is like having LFD, being able to queue for run after run, like having that break up the questing a lot, being able to like gear up as we go, is what I would really like to see out of Wrath, and we're not going to see that until the ICC patch. Yeah, it is easy to feel like, though, because things are slower, that there's like challenge involved, but I think that, like, yeah, Wrath is a little bit faster as far as its combat. But I would say that they're both pretty easy, you know. It's like easy to begin, difficult to master, like a lot of things are. Yeah, I mean, I get killed a lot in Wrath of the Lich King, but you know, mainly it's because we're not playing hardcore there. Yeah, leveling up is faster. Yeah, so a hardcore journey in Wrath is going to be easier just because of the fact that like you're going to hit 60 faster if you can stay alive. Like with the playtime we have on the Pally, yeah, we would have hit 60 a while ago. You know, if we were just trying to get to 60. Yeah, even if you're saying that you got to get to 80 in Wrath, like that's going to be a shorter journey in Wrath of the Lich King. It's going to be about half the time that it's going to take for a character in Classic Era Hardcore to hit 60. Like we're almost at 7 days playtime for the Paladin. Like what is that? Like 160, 170 hours of gameplay? Tim, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Yep, you can do the elite. It's all about, like, so Wrath is easier just because you level faster, you know, but when we're talking about a combat by combat basis, I don't know. Obviously, when things are not elite anymore, that makes it easier. I've never seen much point in like a Wrath of the Lich King hardcore challenge. Not because it would be just super easy, but I just don't think, like, yeah, it just doesn't mesh well with me. I do think that hardcore challenges kind of belong in the vanilla era. Because, like, yeah, the big part of it is time. That's the hardest part of a Classic Era character, is just the time that it takes. We don't have the tools yet. I don't even know if we've trained. I don't think we've trained level 2. Let's work our way back. We'll keep fighting some. I'm kind of hoping for like a bag to drop, you know. Yeah, when they did that, their rationale was that, like, they removed the aggressive mobs from like the early parts of the game because they thought, like, you know, let's give players less chance to bounce off the game. They thought that, like, if someone got themselves killed over and over again between levels 1 and 5 trying to like quest around aggressive mobs, they thought that person was much more likely to stop playing the game than someone who got to like level 10 and then started to die a couple times. Like, if you get to level 10, you start to die a couple times, it's like, okay, I put a significant amount of time into the game, though I'm more likely to keep playing. If you get killed at like level 4 to an aggressive enemy and that happens to a new player too many times, there's too much friction, they go play something else. And so that's one of the reasons why Wrath had like the highest subscriber base of like all time for WoW, is that like it made getting into the game easier, but the game was still, like, at its heart, it was still World of Warcraft, which is good. That's what we want. But yeah, it made the game a lot more accessible to players by like the few things they did. By it not being a 300-hour leveling journey, that made it more accessible to players. Removing the elites made it more accessible to people as they leveled up. And then, of course, getting rid of the aggressive mobs in the 1 to 5 areas created a scenario where like less people bounced off the game. Alex, it's going, man. We're stabbing stuff on a rogue on the Mankrik server, and that's going okay. All specs being viable, yes. Many more of the specs are viable. I think for leveling, even in Wrath of the Lich King, like there's still like the ideal way to go. Like if you play a mage in Wrath of the Lich King, you're probably still gonna level it up as Frost, because it's just so good. Like why wouldn't you? Like you do have options. You can level it as Fire, but really, like why would you? Unless you just really like the fantasy of that, you know. Which is a fair enough reason. Vic, that's a good point. It's interesting how retail has somehow created more friction than ever when it comes to new players and even seasoned players like coming back to the game. Yep, it's really funny. They probably need to stop it with the Exile's Reach. I kind of like the Exile's Reach scenario. The only way you can keep it is if you let people do that and then you dump them down in their race's starting area. Please just put people back in their race's starting areas. The game makes much more sense when you're a new player and you start off in Northshire Abbey, as opposed to doing some crazy quest line and getting dumped into Stormwind just on your face, and all these quests are available in Stormwind. There's 16 command boards you're supposed to click on. Chromie's talking to you about time walking campaigns. You don't know what she's saying. Jaina wants you to get on a boat. You get on the boat and then they want you to teleport back to Stormwind. You're like, what the f am I doing? When do I get to play the game? Yeah, the retail new player experience needs to be like either Exile's Reach goes away completely.
You have a great day now.
Or you do Exile's Reach and it drops you into the starting area of the race. We need to get rid of BFA. BFA is the problem. Stop putting people into BFA. I know it's like the prettiest looking content besides Shadowlands and Dragonflight, but it's some of the worst content for a new player. It's the worst content for a new player because there's too much going on. There's too many options of what you could do. You are meeting characters who like you are supposed to know, but you don't have any idea who they are. And none of those characters matter anyway. At all, in any way. Yeah, I just wish they would, and I think they've changed it. I don't think new players have to do Exile's Reach anymore. And someone could like maybe confirm that, but as of 10.1.7, I don't think new players and new accounts are forced into Exile's Reach, but they still have to pick though. So they still have to know what's going to be a better experience for them, which a new player is not going to know. Yeah. Jordan, you thought the gameplay was too easy, that there wasn't any engagement? That's fair. Yeah, especially if you're coming from games that are not MMOs. Like if you're trying to play a tab target MMO, and what you usually do is you play a lot of Valorant, or you play a lot of League of Legends, or you play a lot of Call of Duty. Yeah, you're not gonna really find a tab targeting MMO to be like super engaging. Like for instance, like I could completely look away from my character. The auto attacks got it. I don't even need to pay attention right now. And, you know, for some people, that's like, well, what the hell is going on? This isn't even me playing a game. So I get it. I feel like retail's not alone in that. I feel like any tab target MMO is basically like that. It could be easy for like people who are used to modern games to like feel a lack of engagement. Retail challenge doesn't start until next level, but I don't think that every new player wants the challenge that we're talking about. I think people want like a good game that they can just get immersed in that's understandable to them, like where they get into the game and the things that they're doing kind of make sense, where they have time to like get into the world, get into the character. I don't think that people necessarily like all want a lot of challenge right away, especially in a tab target MMO. Like people who like hyper want games to be challenging, like you're gonna go play Elden Ring. If you're a multiplayer gamer, like you want to play online games, you're gonna go play something else. I don't know like how many people choose to come to WoW and level up a character and they want it to be challenging. I don't know. Maybe it's a higher percentage of people than I think. When I think about people coming into WoW like as new players, I think that they're drawn in by like the fantasy world I think they're drawn in by like the artwork and stuff like that. And then the best thing to do in that case is just to make the introductory experience like super simple for new players, and get their boots on the ground in Azeroth, and don't send them to BFA basically and make them all confused. Don't send them to a place where there's 500 quests on the map and every quest leads you to another quest board, which leads you to another quest, which leads you to another quest board, like which leads you to Chromie, which leads you to a quest board. Like, please don't have that be the starting experience for new players anymore. That's what needs to stop. Like, my wife bounced off of retail. I was like, oh, you play some retail. I was having her try different versions of the game to see what she wanted to focus on. And like, she played a little bit of retail. It was super confusing after Exile's Reach. And she just kind of bounced off it hard. I've been trying to convince her to go back. I'm like, listen, we'll set you up in like Northshire Abbey where things are nice and cozy and like you know what's going on. But that's what it takes. Like, for her to play retail, I now have to take her character, dump all of its quests, run it to Goldshire, park her in the inn, and then I can let her go from there, and then she'll know what to do from there, because once you're in Goldshire, like, the game makes sense. Like, the game still makes sense. But yeah, the experience they try to craft for players, for new players, that experience is garbage. And I don't think any new players get the experience that Blizzard thinks they're getting. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, imagine being a new player joining LFD where everyone is in full heirloom, you're steamrolling the dungeon. Yeah. Yeah, Dane, I feel that way as a person who's played the game for 20 years. Yeah, I went on the Evoker and we did some 5-mans just to see some of the Dragonflight 5-mans. I thought, oh yeah, I used to like 5-mans. I got to check these dungeons out. I didn't get to look at anything. Yeah, everyone plays 5-mans, and this is not like a problem with necessarily the game. It's a problem with the way people play the game now, and people play the game like that because they have what's called Mythic Plus keys. And when you're doing a 5-man Mythic Plus run, you have to go through it as fast as you possibly can because it's a time trial. So yeah, now the whole game is made. The game is made at that level of content that you're talking about. The game is made to go, go, go. The tank wants to pull every single enemy, AoE them all down, keep moving. And people play like that now because they're training themselves for Mythic Plus 20 and up keys. Because everyone now in WoW feels like they have to play like the pros play, or at least they have to try to, even if it's a catastrophic failure. Yeah, and that's just so what happens also is obviously the content is built for that kind of play. So yeah, that's a problem with 5-mans, like specifically 5-man content. If you want hard group content, you should probably be looking like either you're going to be a person that does the mythic runs. If you want slower difficult content, you want to do raids. Like, if you want to do hard content that's not a time trial, that's not like a dude pulling 100 guys and AoEing everything down in an instant, then you probably want to just wait until raids. Like, when you're leveling up especially, you're not going to have a lot of challenging group content. It's basically going to be non-existent. Yeah. Which sucks, but it is the way that it is. But there is challenging content there, I think, but I think it's in raids and in mega dungeons, if you're not a time trial person. Life is a time trial, Dustin. Yeah, life is a time trial. That's why our games come to be that way, because it reflects how we feel about everything else in the world, right? That time is money, time is limited. We must go, 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 go. Like, yeah, the way that the games get made reflect the times, and they reflect the kinds of people who are playing the games. So, like, I think, like, you know, and it's not all of us. A lot of us would prefer a slower experience where we get to enjoy the scenery a little bit, where we get to kind of process what's happening in a fight or in an encounter. But these days there are people who are not like that, and those people are the majority. If those people weren't in the majority, the games wouldn't be the way they are. Yes, Dane, the new dungeon, they actually described the mega dungeon as like a 5-man raid, which to me sounds amazing. Like, that's the kind of content I want. I want really hard 5-man content that isn't just us going as fast as possible and like skipping 3 mobs to pull 50. Like, that's my favorite thing, is when they do the routes to save time, they'll skip a pack of 3 and then the tank pulls 40 guys. It's like, okay, well, why not just add these 3, and why'd you skip them? Are you really saving that much time? We're AoEing everything down. It's hilarious. Yeah, Jordan, I agree. Yeah. They need to look at, like, yeah, they need to have 5-man dungeons that aren't mythic, but the problem is, like, then you're talking about training players to play the same content 2 different ways. And then you're thinking about you having to design content that's going to be played in 2, like if you're talking about having a setting, right? Like, let's say it's called like Heroic Plus Plus. It's like, so you're either doing Heroic 5-mans, Mythic, or you're doing Heroic Plus Plus, and it's going to be the same content, the same bosses, the same mobs, so then now you have to scale things completely differently, depending on if it's the Mythic version or if it's the Heroic Plus Plus version. Players have to train themselves to play differently depending on the version. You know, people will jump into the plus plus and they'll get slaughtered when they pull 40 mobs. They won't understand what's happening. It's like, yeah, I don't see them ever doing it. I would wish for that too, but because of all that's involved, I don't see them ever having like a 5-man mode for their 5-man dungeons. That's just like a really hard 5-man. I think that's why we're seeing more mega dungeons. Because they realize that there are people out there that want to take a 5-man group into some really challenging content that isn't a time trial. They're realizing it really, really slowly. It's almost like they can't believe it. And so now we're starting to see mega dungeons like at least once per expansion. Yeah, and if we keep splitting the types of like gameplay, yeah, then the player base, like then you got people playing Mythic Keys, you got people doing Heroic Plus Plus, you got people who are raiding, you got people who are just doing mega dungeons, you got people who are PvP. Like, how many ways of play can they manage, can they support, can they handle, and like actually make all of those ways of play like any good, you know? Let's go back to town and we'll sell some things here. Obviously, guys, my attention has mainly been on like chat and what I'm saying, and I haven't been paying a lot of attention to like stuff going on in the game. Keopi, good afternoon, man. Thanks for stopping by. And to anybody that I missed coming into the stream while I was ranting, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I know I probably missed a bunch of people. Alright, let's go up here. I'm gonna vendor, then I need 5 minutes to stretch my legs and get some coffee. So I'm gonna take a little fiver after we get situated here. And then we'll come back, we'll keep going. 1 week to Baldur's Gate, exactly, Grumpy. Yes. The time is nigh.
What can I do for you?
That was a lot of junk. A lot of junk.
See you soon.
Yeah, the Gnome Warrior's okay. Everything's okay. We're just kind of like, we're not doing hardcore today. Yeah. I'm feeling solo self-found burnout. It's not solo self-found, it's solo not found. Because you don't find gear. Solo not found. That's what we're calling it from now on. You're waiting for Starfield? Better than waiting for Star Citizen. Yeah, I think Starfield, you should probably just like temper your expectations, like completely temper them. Expect it to be a mediocre sci-fi RPG and you'll probably be very happy. Expect it to be a Bethesda masterpiece and you might be disappointed. And do we need the train? We do need the train, level 4. Where is my rogue trainer? I haven't been paying attention at all.
Honored, I'm sure. Off and away.
My wife just brought me some spaghetti. I'm totally gonna like take my break here and eat. I can't find the rogue trainer. I haven't been paying attention. A heavy, I am on Mankrik, classic era US server Mankrik cluster. Oh, here he is. He's right out here. Yeah, I could turn on like tracking. Would probably be like really smart. There we go. Now we can track him. Let's take a look at the skills here: backstab, stealth, and pickpocket. Now, guys, like you don't have to explain pickpocket to me. I know that you guys will want me to pickpocket. I know that there are people out there that will be like very disappointed in my lack of pickpocketing. So like just be prepared and like have some realistic expectations of the fact that like I probably won't pickpocket every single mob. We'll put it out here on the bar. We need backstab as well. There we go. So we'll do that. I need stealth. Here we go. This has to be here. There's my toggle key. Okay. Alright, yes. So I have food. I need to get up and stretch my legs, though, because I try to... If I'm going to do longer than 2 hours, I need to be taking, like, breaks. So I'm going to dance here, and I'm gonna step away. And I will be back in a bit. If you guys want to stick around, that'd be awesome. If you want to take off, I completely understand. It's been a really crazy day, and I appreciate you guys being patient with me and being here for it. I will be back soon. Alright, thank you guys for being patient and hanging out. Eventually we're going to be taking this character over to the Night Elf areas. We're not going to do it in like the little starting hub, but we'll do it when we go out to the greater Dunmorrow area. Yep. It was good, yeah. It was much needed. I was only going to eat like a yogurt and drink some milk. So like having actual food was a big win. Jason, yeah, this is non-hardcore. I'm accepting the fact that for now, like, I need a little break from solo self-found, which we're affectionately calling solo not found, because we don't find gear. Yeah. But yeah, I need a little break from it. What happened to my action bars? Oh, there they are. Okay, no, they're not there. They must not be showing. Let's go change that. Yeah, I feel like I just need to be able to like play the game differently, you know? I need to be able to group up sometimes. I need to be able to do a dungeon run when I want to. I need to be able to go to the auction house to buy gear. Like I'm ready to do these things again, and it's gonna be an okay time to take a break. Like today is July 24th, you know, like worst case scenario we have 2 months. We probably have about 2 months until official hardcore opens up. And the thing about official hardcore is it's not going to be solo not found. It's just going to be the game. It's for the most part just going to be World of Warcraft Classic Era. So, no bubble hearthing, but still, mainly just the game. Solo, I wish I could find it, yeah. I like solo not found. But yeah. Do you think they'd let you transfer from Bloodsail to the official hardcore? No. Nah, you'll have to make your character fresh on the official hardcore. Yeah, Jason, tons of people are playing. You know, I think what helped is like they do offer free transfers for people now, off of Bloodsail and off of Hydraxian Waterlords. We resurrected our troll mage that died, and we transferred her over to Mankrik. And it looks like the character transfers are unlimited. So like every time you get a hardcore character killed now, you can just send it to like Mankrik or some other realm. Wax summer lasts till September 20th, my man. You gotta check the calendar. We're not getting it in August, man. If we were getting it in August, especially if you were talking like mid-August, they'd have told us the date already. We're gonna get it in September. Whatever the look at the calendar. Whatever the last week of summer is, we're going to get it that week. And the reason we're going to get it that week is so they don't have to come back and say, yeah, it's going to be autumn actually. But we're not getting it in August. I'd love to be wrong about it, but it's just like, that's not how it's going to work out. I think what happened with a lot of people, and why like hardcore, the scene started to decline, is that they made the announcement in like May, right? It was May or June, and so people were like, hey, summer, it's gonna be summer soon. The hardcore servers are gonna come out soon, really soon. And like people don't realize that summer literally lasts until September 20th. It's like they were not gonna be out soon. When we were sitting there in June, like getting really excited for official hardcore, like it wasn't gonna be June, it wasn't gonna be July, it wasn't gonna be August. It was never going to be those things. It was going to be a time of the year that most of us think about as autumn, but that actually isn't autumn. It's actually still summer. That's the thing. September 20th or 19th or whatever is still summer. Even though I think most of us at that point kind of think that we're in the autumn by then, you know? Especially if you're in a place in the world where like you get all the seasons and the seasons are changing. But it's not, it's still summer. Yeah, apparently they need 6 months to tweak a few server settings. Yeah. Yep, they could release it whenever they wanted, okay? Have no doubt. They could release it whenever they wanted to. And there probably is some bug testing that has to happen. But they made that more difficult on themselves by doing the whole the duels to the death, and they introduced that, and like they've made it harder on themselves. I don't think anybody really asked for duels to the death. It seemed like something just to make it harder to set the server up and have it function properly. Summer is until December 1st in Georgia. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Right. So if we're just looking at the calendar, which is what Blizz will do, because they're in California, it's probably nice there all the time. So if we're just looking at the calendar, though, yeah, we have until September 20th or something like that, and we can expect not to see them a week earlier. Oh, my puppy is like looking around behind my tower. He's getting interested in cables. He's about to be a bad dog. We'll see if he thinks he wants to lay down and take a nap, but I don't think he really does. I think he was in here because he thought maybe I had food. And then he started to poke around the office. And he's laying down in my lap right now, but I don't think he's gonna stay. Yeah, Amy, he's poking around by my cables again. I don't know if he thinks there's like hidden bugs over there in the far corner of the office or what he thinks is back there, but he keeps investigating my cables in a way that makes me really uncomfortable, so... He probably knows he's cute. Yeah, he knows he's adorable. Absolutely. You see how already we're not using stealth and we're not pickpocketing? This is going to agitate people eventually. Hey, small red pouch. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? And down he goes. Probably to get into more trouble. I might have to shoo him out of here if he keeps poking around. And now I don't know where he is. That's great. Female dwarf stealth animation. It's not as good as the female blood elf. Well, we could say that. Hey, healing potion. Can pickpocketing them sometimes break stealth or alert them? Because I felt like we pickpocketed him fine, but then he was active. Also, where's the talent so that when I pickpocket, it adds a combo point? That would make it a lot better for me. The sneaky Tauren moves are hilarious. I can imagine, yeah, I should check that out. That probably would be funny to see, like a giant Tauren kind of trying to stealth around. I do need to get in here. I need to get this item. Maybe I have to pull. Maybe stealthing it is not the way. Maybe we do this. It does feel bad also. Yeah, it feels worse when you're taking people's things and then killing them. Yeah, it's like it adds like insult to injury. Ra, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. We are currently doing a non-hardcore classic era character. Yep. I need 3 trogs. Yeah, I'm vaguely aware of that. I've just been kind of running around, like, killing stuff. I just now focused up enough to find these items on the ground. Because yeah, we've just been fighting stuff for the most part. We've managed to get a couple of quests done somehow. Yeah, Ra, we did a lot of pulls today. I've been very ADD today. I've been very ambivalent. We've jumped around to like 7 different characters across 6 different versions of the game. And yeah, I've been very ambivalent and very ADD. And this is kind of where we ended up, but like we haven't even been doing this for very long. We're like almost 3 hours into the stream, and we've probably been like doing things for about an hour of that time. It has been like actual gameplay. The rest has been like menus, character select, logging in characters to see the population of different servers, and all kinds of other stuff. But yeah, I've been I have been flip-flopping back and forth on a lot of things today. But ultimately, what I kind of determine is that I need a break from solo self-found, solo not found. If I pickpocket everybody, eventually I'm gonna get like an epic sword or something, right? If I pickpocket every single mob in the game. See, I didn't see this, and the only reason I noticed it was because of find treasure. Yep, otherwise I would not have noticed the chest at all. Am I drinking black coffee from my mug? I have a little bit of D-milk in it, like a little bit of milk to lighten it. Yeah, I don't put any sugar in it, but I don't drink it black. That's just like, that's like semi-masochistic. Like if I wanted to destroy the lining of my stomach completely, I would drink it black, and after 40 or 50 ounces in the day, I'd probably have an ulcer. So, yeah, I put a little bit of cream in it. It's a Yeti mug, yeah. It's not any normal mug. It's a Yeti. Feels like you level more characters than you finish? Yeah. James, that's absolutely true, man. takes 300 hours to finish a character in vanilla, so absolutely. I think most people start more characters than they finish in WoW. That isn't to say that maybe more people don't finish more characters than I do, but statistically, yes. You start more characters in WoW than you finish. Because ultimately, eventually, like in Classic Era especially, it's about the journey. But yeah, I feel you though. I did some raids on my Paladin and Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, we do have some max level characters. But yeah, I did some raids. I find the raiding really boring because I've done all the raids before and I've gotten all the gear, and it's just like, it's not even like a different journey every time. It's like, I don't really feel the need to farm the raids. The only way I would farm raids would be like if I had a guild I was raiding with every week. So yeah, we did some Nax runs. I did an Ulduar run that never got on the channel. You know, I have my Dragonflight Shaman at max level. I have the max level characters that I want to have right now, basically. Yeah, I have the max level characters that I want to have. And if I had a max level character in Classic Era, like, I don't even know if I'd raid with it. Or I got the Season of Mastery Warrior to 60 and then like didn't have any ambition to do any of the raids. Because I don't really like 40-man raids. Haven't I seen all the questing content as well? Most of it, James, but it's still a different journey every time. I can go to different zones in different orders. I can do dungeons or not. It's a different journey every time, whereas a raid, you're going to do the same boss mechanics the same exact way each week, every time, forever. And ultimately, you know, it's preference. So in Classic Era, I have more fun adventuring and leveling characters. I don't have an interest in raiding in Classic Era. So that's really what it boils down to.
How are you?
Like the argument that leveling a character in WoW, the argument that leveling a character in WoW is the same as running a raid week after week is like, there's no argument there. It's not even comparable.
Be good.
Alex, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next time.
Great to meet you.
What's the purpose of this character, Pat? Just for me to have fun on right now. I want to play Classic Era, because that's what I'm in the mood for. But I'm burned out of solo not found. I mean solo self-found. Hardcore. So I'm burned out of hardcore right now. But I want to play Classic Era. So we're doing this rogue on Mankrik, which is a non-hardcore server. That's it. Just because that's what I want to do right now. We could have ended up on any character doing anything. I was having a very Very bad ADD today. Very ambivalent about the things I want to do in the game, but ultimately I want it to be in Classic. So, yeah. I want to be in the World of Warcraft. I just like I'm having a hard time determining what I want to do, particularly today. So we've been all over the place today. I appreciate you guys who've been here hanging out and like dealing with it.
Hi. Off with you.
I should probably repair while we're here. That could be good. There's somebody somewhere.
Here there.
Be good.
There are lots of burly trogs, and there are apparently just not many regular trogs. Here we go, this is our last one.
What can I do for ya? Safe travels.
Guys, it turns out that boars don't have pockets. He dodged a backstab from stealth? How does one dodge a backstab when you're coming out of stealth and you're behind them? He was a very agile boar, yeah. Very quick reflexes. I think this was the chest that we already grabbed. I don't think there's a purpose to go get it again right now. Yeah, they have no pockets, and yet they have a flimsy mail chest piece, yes. It makes perfect sense. Yeah, I've kind of been killing more of these guys in the hopes that maybe they will drop another bag for us. I know that's probably like super greedy, but I have just been continuing to fight random things just in the hopes that maybe we get another bag. I'm gonna, after we clear this area, I'm gonna take us just over to the Night Elf zone. And that way, you know, when we get on here, when we play this character, it'll be something visually different than a lot of the zones we've already played through. Yeah, the starting zone bags are the best. Yes, you get a big endorphin rush right away in the game if you like find a bag early on. Absolutely. If you find multiple bags, like even better.
Talk to me.
The other day, my wife started the Draenei in Wrath of the Lich King, so I told her, hey, you should play some Wrath. You know, you've played Classic Era for a bit. Play some Wrath to see the changes. So she started up a Draenei Priest, and we were playing on Mankrik in Classic Era, so she picked Mankrik. And so she's leveling the Priest a little bit. She got 2 bags, like 3 pulls apart, she got 2 bag drops. And then I was like, hey, what server are you on? She's like, oh, the same one as Classic Era, Mankrik. And I'm like, ooh, I made a big mistake. I didn't explain that in Wrath of the Lich King, you know, we're on different servers based on faction. So yeah, she had a character that had 2 bags drop immediately and then had to re-roll. And then on the re-roll, she got a black bag, which, as we all know, is cursed, so... Yeah, it was like an emotional roller coaster, like really, really happy, and then super sad to find out you're on the wrong server. I felt really bad, because I should have like given like more instruction, like, hey, try Wrath. If you're gonna play Alliance, play on Peggle. If you're gonna play Horde, play on Mankrik. You know, those were the necessary instructions, and I just failed to deliver them.
What's on your mind? Safe travels. What can I get for you today? Keep your feet on the ground.
I thought we were level 6, and I realized like we didn't ding 6. We're close. The journal is in the back of the cave. I think I want to ding 6 out here, and then we'll go to the back of the cave. There we go.
How are you? Off with you.
Yeah, Matt, we've talked about it a little bit. I'd like to. You know, it's going to hinge on whether or not I can get 10 people logged in, standing in the same spot at the same time. And if I can do that, then yeah, we'll have a little guild in the official hardcore. But, you know, I play at like weird times of the day. For most people, this is like their work day in the States. And then, of course, if you're in the EU, you can't even play with me unless you have a totally separate account for US servers. So like, ultimately I don't know, because I think a lot of the people around the channel, like they come here and they watch and they hang out because like either they're at work and they can't play, or they just don't play right now because they're not at a point in their life when they play the game, or they play at drastically different times than I do. So we'll see how it goes. We'll give it a shot. If I can get enough people online to sign the charter, then awesome. My wife does not stream it. I've never said that, Viper. What I've said before is that I'd like to do like an immersive recorded series with her someday. But no, she does not stream or have a channel. She has what you guys in chat will call a real job. In that case, you were totally wrong, but it's fine. It's fine. No, I think that she'd like to, you know, it definitely interests her. So yeah, you know, I think we're gonna do like a recorded immersive someday, and then we'll kind of go from there. But for like what we do, like we couldn't stream together because, like I said, she works during the day, and then we have to spend some time with our kid, you know. Have to take care of the boy. Someone's got to take care of the boy. So we couldn't like work all day and then stream at night. That wouldn't really work out either for her. She wants to take over my abandoned second channel. And my son wants me to use the second channel to like play games that he wants to see me play. Like we're playing the Murderer Sonic the Hedgehog together, but he still wants me to do a playthrough of it on my second channel for some reason. I'm not really sure. He's like literally sitting with me and we're playing the game every day. But he still wants me to use the second channel to play games that he wants me to play. Everyone's got plans for my second channel but me, it seems. The second channel was really a place to do like random off-the-wall stuff that I wanted to try that was never gonna like fit with the current channel, and that if played on my current channel would have like completely busted my metrics. That's what the second channel was for. The rogue is fun. I have a lot of fun on the rogue. You go pull the pull, you know, with the energy. You don't have to worry about mana. It's a pretty strong class. And yeah, I have a lot of fun on it. I don't mind that a lot of it is auto-attacking, kind of. Like, I kind of don't mind that. It still feels fast-paced because you're stabbing so fast that even when you're, like, a lot of auto-attacking, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Rod, it's probably a good idea, but like when you do kids content, it's like you have to do certain things. Like I don't know how I feel about like making kid content on YouTube, like playing games specifically for kids to watch. Like I don't know. I don't know about how I feel like, you know, if the channel were to be monetized, like making money off of the clicks of little kids, like I don't like it. I don't really like it, the idea of it. But yeah, you click the little button on your video. It says like, is this intended for kids? Like you either click that or you don't. And if you click it, you access a different audience. And I don't know about how I feel about like having a monetized channel that has kid content on it. So yeah, the 5-minute break. Yeah, the unpinned. Yeah, unpin the comment, Robert. Boop. There we go. Message unpinned. Do I just want to jump down here? Like, I don't really see why not. It doesn't... Yeah, maybe we can... If I take fall damage, will that pop me out of stealth? It probably will, won't it? Okay, we're good now. Let's kill the whelp first really quick. Oh, let's pickpocket him. Oh, snap. He's onto us. Yeah, I don't want to pop out of stealth behind him. We're going to have to go for the whelp first. Oh my god, a group. Guys, we can invite people to groups. Oh my god, I'm in a group. Oh, this is amazing. What a feeling. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We both got credit.
Woohoo!
How awesome is that? Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Oh, and we're done with it. Susie, I talked about Elder Scrolls quite a bit. I'm not currently playing ESO. I bounced off of it because of the lack of class fantasy. So a lot of things in ESO are really awesome. Obviously, the storytelling, the writing is top-notch. I don't think there's another MMO that exists, or that will exist, that will have the same caliber of writing and storytelling that ESO has. So that's a big win for the game. For me, like gameplay-wise, I didn't really care for how combat felt. But also the biggest thing that I bounced off was like the lack of class fantasy. So like some people like it in a game when you can do anything you want. Some people like it when you can you can be a necromancer, but you can wear any armor that you want, and you can equip any weapon that you want, and you can use any spells that you like. Some people like that kind of gameplay. I get that. In an MMO, I don't like that. And it took me a long time to realize, like, this is not the first time I've tried to play ESO. And it's taken me a long time to realize why I bounce off of it. And I bounce off of it because it doesn't have well-defined class fantasy. Whereas, like, when I play a class, I like to know that I'm going to use certain types of armor. I like to know that I'm going to wield certain types of weapons. And I like to have a couple of options, but I like there to be an intact class fantasy. And ESO doesn't offer that. They don't offer what I would call, like, an intact, like, full class fantasy. They let you make a lot of choices on your own, which is really cool for some gamers. And for me, it's not really how I like to enjoy MMOs. So, like, despite the fact that it has amazing writing, amazing voice acting, and an amazing world, like, I could keep playing it, but because I'm not enjoying the combat or my class, it would feel kind of disingenuous for me to, like, keep playing it. Same thing kind of with Guild Wars 2, another game that, like, it gives you a class to pick from, but then it's like the class doesn't really matter. Your weapon's gonna matter a lot more. I prefer that games that have a class system, I prefer they have, like, guidelines for the class. You're gonna equip weapon A or B, and you're gonna use armor type C or D. I like having a couple of options, but having it be defined for me. Or I'd rather they, you know, like how New World did. How New World made the weapon was the class. So you pick the aesthetic that fit you. You could be like two-handed hammers with a sword and board. That could be your aesthetic. Well, there you go. You equip the weapon. That's your class. So I like even how New World handled it better than how ESO and Guild Wars 2 handle it, where they like try to offer you a class, but the class is such a small part of your actual character that it's non-consequential. Diablo 4 I bounced off of just because it's like it was not a game for me. The aesthetic of it was way too dark. The story was not great and way too dark. Every dungeon was basically the same dungeon. It looked all the same. The classes felt really boring. I played Barbarian and Druid. They both felt boring to me. They probably obviously higher level they might have got more exciting, but I kind of want things to be at least a little bit interesting from the get-go. And yeah, I have no regrets about not playing Diablo 4. It was, yeah. And like that's a game that like they give you a class fantasy, you know, they tell you like this is your class, this is what you do. And so, but to some extent, like some of the weapon variations, you do have a lot of ability to like equip different stuff. But for me, like I bounced off of the entire experience of Diablo 4. Like from the ground up, the game was not built for me. Whereas like ESO, there were parts of it that I really, really like. There were basically no parts of Diablo that I really liked. Sven, you regret even buying Diablo 4? Yeah, I feel similarly.
What can I do for you?
Yes. I also regret paying the amount of money that I paid for Diablo 4. Because I never made that money back by playing Diablo 4. That's what didn't happen. So I do feel it's one of the few games I've ever bought and played on the channel that I regret ever touching. I regret ever touching D4. Yeah, Robert, I think that WoW could learn a lot from games like ESO and Guild Wars too. Because they both have some really awesome stuff going on. But I also don't really know if the people who make WoW really go out there and play other MMOs like deeply at all. I don't know if they go out there and actually study the competition at all. I don't know that they do. I don't know that they do. I didn't play a lot of Diablo 2, but from what I did play, I enjoyed my time in Diablo 2 more than I enjoyed my time in Diablo 4. Absolutely.
Well met. Safe travels.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, Dragonflight did work in the profession equipment. They revamped how professions work just completely. Basically completely reworked it. And they introduced the profession equipment, which is cool. I did leatherworking a little bit on my DF Shaman. After a while, it started to require mats that I wasn't sure where I was supposed to get the mats unless I was supposed to buy them on the auction house. So I kind of fell out of it. Blood Moon, good afternoon. Thanks for being here.
Great to meet you. Keep your feet on the ground.
I think we're gonna do the run. Let's do the run. Let's get over to, like, at least get to the boat. We'll at least get to Menethil. Yeah, I wanna, like, I wanna get this character over into, like, Night Elf territory. That's kind of what I'd like to do. Just for, like, a visual change of pace, so that, like, you know, when we are playing Classic Era, we can look at some zones that we haven't really been staring at the whole time of hardcore, you know. We'll turn in a couple things here.
What's on your mind? Watch your back.
I'm not going to grab a bunch of quests.
How are ya? Off with you.
So how many times do we die? If we're going to Menethil Harbor right now at level 6, how many times do we die? I would say probably at least a couple. Unless we get really lucky and we end up being able to follow another player who's like a higher level. Which could happen. Alright, Robert says 8 times. That would be depressingly high. I hope it's not 8. Yeah, I think for leveling probably combat. I'm not familiar really with the classic era rogue talent trees. We played a lot of a rogue in the Wrath of the Lich King era. We played a human rogue. And she's like level 67? 63? We play, but I haven't played really a lot of any classic era rogue, so I'm not really familiar. But I do think that we'll probably go combat. I think combat has been the leveling spec for as long as I can remember. It's not combat anymore in retail. I guess it's like pirateering or something. Outlaw rogue. Oh boy, why did they make that change? Ugh. I wish they could go back to calling it combat and stop calling it outlaw. Yeah, Lael, I think they're doing. I think they're planning a big rogue rework. For probably, I guess it would probably be 10.2 at this point. Well, it could be. I guess it could be 10.17. Because yeah, they did a big rework on the mage, and I think another one is in store for the rogue. And then maybe after a rework, maybe the rogue will be better. Yeah, maybe it'll be better. We can only hope. As a dwarf, I should already have it. Yeah, Clint, as a dwarf, I should already have the Flight Pointed Ironforge. I shouldn't have to grab it. We'll find out when I get the Thelsamar, if that's true or not. But I am pretty sure that it is. Yeah, I messed up on the on the warrior over in Westfall. Yeah. Yep, I didn't grab the Stormwind flight point, but here we should be fine. I've never tanked on a paladin in classic era, so I'm probably not the best one to try to answer that question. For all the time we spent on the classic era paladin, we never tanked a single instance. So there's that. You don't have a taunt as a classic era paladin, so like good luck with that. Good luck with trying to tank without a taunt. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And you don't have a ranged weapon, so even worse. It may be. It may be a misunderstanding on my end, yeah. This is not hardcore. Ye good. This is just classic era. On a rogue on the Mankrik server. Yeah. I'm kind of, I got a little bit of burnout for solo not found. I mean, solo self-found hardcore. So we're doing this. Yep. And I kind of feel like, you know, we probably have about 7 weeks, 8 weeks until the official hardcore servers open up. And that may be just a good length of time to take a break from hardcore, is kind of what I might be thinking. He means split pulling the mobs out in the open. Like peeling one away from a group? Like, yeah, I mean, it's hard because you can't, like, the way you pull with a paladin is you run up to them and you smite. Or you judge, sorry. You run up to them and you judge. And you could do that about 10 yards away. And besides that, I mean, unless unless they're undead or demons, you can use exorcism on those. But other than that, you're gonna have a hard time, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be hard on a paladin. It's hard to split off the groups. What I used to do is I'd pull all of them, and then I'll hit one, and I'll just kind of like backpedal. I'll backpedal until I leash the other two. And on a paladin, you can usually like take enough hits that if you kind of like backpedal, you get some damage on the one you want to keep, and you kind of backpedal until you leash the other ones. That's what I've often had to do on the pally. You kind of plan it out. You know, like, I'm going to pull this guy. These other two are going to come with him. I'm going to slap the guy a couple times, and then we're going to run away. And then, so since you don't damage the other two, they'll leash. Since you damage the one, he'll stay with you a bit longer. And that's really the only way, like, on a paladin to split out those groups that I found. Like, without a ranged weapon, without any kind of ranged capabilities, without a taunt, it's hard. Whatever happened to the human priest Athos? He's still alive on Westfall, which became like it became a dead server. It became a dead server, but he's still around. I enjoyed my classic journey on Athos, but when it came time to go into Burning Crusade, and it came time to respec Shadow, I wasn't into it as much. I really liked the Discipline Priest build that we journeyed with all the way through all of the old world content that we did. I really appreciate it. It was like a slower build, but I kind of liked it. And Shadow I don't like as much. Ooh, that's a boar. Oh, he's not aggressive, thank God. You know, sadly, yeah, I just wasn't into it. And the worst thing about it is it's mainly it's because of Shadow form. I mainly, I fall out of Priest, mainly, and it sounds stupid, because of Shadow form. I hate how the character looks in Shadow form. If I could just be my normal character, and I could do all the Shadow spells, and they didn't lose effectiveness, then I probably would have not fallen out of that character. But as soon as I realized I couldn't keep him as Discipline spec anymore, that it just wasn't going to work in Outland to do that, it kind of killed the character for me when he had to go Shadow, and then, I don't like Shadow, so... I think there's a glyph in retail to make it less smoky, because the retail one is heinous. Yeah, before I did the Void Elf Warlock, I fired up a Void Elf Shadow Priest, thinking that's going to be awesome, right? Nah, you're just a purple misty cloud of nothing. You can't see your character at all, and it's the worst kind of volumetric fog effect they have in the game, because it's it's really processor intensive and just kind of looks like garbage. So when you're a Shadow Priest in retail, you're a black and blue and purple garbage ball floating around, and you are no longer a character. You are just Shadow Garbage Ball. And so I think there's a glyph in retail to make it less Shadow Garbage Ball and more like just the classic Shadow form. And yeah, I don't like the classic Shadow form either though, because I still think it just you turn purple. It's yeah, cool, now I can't see my character, I can't see my character's gear, I'm just a purple thing. Yeah, I don't know. I have trouble. I have trouble with any class that has to shapeshift and stay that way to do damage. It's why I'll never get to play a caster druid. It's why I bounce off druids in general, because you're going to be stuck in some kind of form for your entire journey. You're not gonna see your character. Is there a glyph that makes it much better in retail? Because maybe I would do a Draenei Eridar Shadow Priest. But the thing about that is no, I want to see the red skin. The only way for me it gets better is that if I can turn it off completely. If I could turn the Shadow form effect off completely, and I could just have my character. Here's death number 1. Death number 1 is going to be incoming, I think, unless we get line of sight here pretty quick. Yeah, I want to turn it off. Oof, lots of hits. Not in the tunnel. Not in the tunnel. Let's get through the tunnel. We can die on the other side. I'll pop a potion. I'm gonna take a look at the glyph, yeah. I'll try to just find a YouTube video that shows me a comparison before I make a character. But yeah, I won't be able to do Draenei Eridar, unless I can just... I gotta be able to see the skin, obviously. That's the whole point of being Eridar. Yeah, let's jump down here. There's gonna be some fall damage. Oof, okay, not that bad. Okay, we're good. Jason, somebody killed that orc. That's awesome. I owe them my life. Look how cool the game can be when you're not playing hardcore. When you're like, yeah, I want to go to the Night Elf area, and you just do the wetlands run and you don't care, you know? Isn't that awesome? Just to be able to go do what we want. I feel like it's pretty awesome. I still say we're probably going to die at least one time. There's going to be that pesky crocolisk that likes to be really close to the road. And he's going to get us. Like, somebody's going to get us. Oh, I love the wetlands. Yeah, I like the skybox. You know, it gets really pretty in the evenings here as well. But yeah, it's a nice zone. I like it. Yeah, I played through a little bit of the Kata wetlands on my Void Elf the other day, and yeah, we hit 60, so we're done with it now. We'll go to Dragonflight, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it as much, you know. It was cool to see some of the changes, but I have a feeling that for the most part, I like all of the Cataclysm revamp zones less than their classic counterparts. And I don't really remember them all or how they all changed. But when I encounter them, like a lot of times, if it's like especially the earlier zones, I don't like how they made a lot of some of the changes to like the earlier zones. Like the Red Ridge zone becoming like an entire Rambo trilogy feels really crappy. It feels like they took a lot away from those zones when they remade some of them. Duskwood is still good. I still think Duskwood is pretty good. But Red Ridge, they ruined for me with the Rambo story, and yeah, Wetlands seemed like it was just a little bit underwhelming. I think we're gonna be okay, Jason. I think we might die once, but if we just die once, that's fine. Yeah, we're not getting killed by things. Here's the guy. Here's this crocolisk right here. That's the one. That's the killer. It's gonna turn out that this run is probably really easy to do. We just avoided playing any Night Elves in hardcore, you know, for 6 months because we thought it was impossible. Yeah, it seems like, especially if I hang out on this left side, that there's going to be less creatures over here than towards the water. Maybe that changes up ahead. Yeah, we haven't streamed in any of the Night Elf zones. It'll definitely, we have a couple of like immersive vids on the channel, but it'll be a different experience for a stream. Should I go do the stuff in like the starting area? Like the little starting area, or should I just like go to Dalaran? Danalan? I forget what the little town is called. It starts with a D and it sounds too close to Dalaran for me to pronounce properly. Yes, exactly, Jason. Yeah, that's why we ended up on the Rogue, is because like I knew I wanted to do some of the Night Elf zones. So we were limited in classes to like the trainers that we were going to have access to over that way. Here we go. This is it. Death number 1. Oof. Oof. Dalinar. Yeah, Marvin. Absolutely. Yeah, not Denalan. Not Dalaran. Dalinar. Or Dolinar. I guess you could say it a couple different ways. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should go right to Dalinar, or if I should do like the very intro stuff. I don't think the very intro stuff is going to be worth a lot of experience points at level 6. But we could get some bags. We could get some bags. Yeah, it's not a very long death run, and like it gets us going the direction we need to go. I'm just hoping we can res and then like not immediately pull the croc again. Danimals, yeah. I like Danimals. Was it this guy here? Was it this guy that came after us? That seems like really far away. Oh gosh, they're everywhere. Oh god, look at this one. I have to like phase in right at the end of this, and I have to hope we can get away. Oh, I didn't get it. I swear I clicked it. Alright. Okay. Okay, we got other players. That's good. Gives us a little bit of a buffer here. There's some dead crocolisk. I like to see dead crocolisk. No! Ah! Dead. Alright, that's 2. Now, earlier Robert said that there'd be 8. Oh, we're starting over here now. Oh, okay, okay. Different, we got close to a different graveyard. It's the same distance, you know, we didn't get like a lot closer. So Robert said 8 deaths, we're at 2. I was hoping only for like 1 or 2. So I'm kind of hoping that this is the end of the dying. I could do res sickness. If we die again, I'll do. You're right. I probably should. Right there at that point, I probably should have done a res sickness. Yeah. Right. Obviously. I'm already on my way back. If and when we die again, I will do that. Yeah. There's a strong chance that we die at least one more time. And in that event, I'll just res. You're right, because I'm not gonna. Yeah. There's gonna be no consequence. I often forget that there's not a. Also, we're gonna be traveling, and then I'm probably gonna park it over in Denelon. Danimal's place anyway. So yeah. A dwarf is the perfect meal for a croc, yeah. We're almost bite size. A gnome would probably be like more bite size, you know. But a dwarf is probably more filling. Absolutely. Yeah, let's do one more run, and if we don't make it, we'll res at the spirit healer. Here we go. We got this warlock now. Maybe he will protect us. I doubt it, because he's not going to aggro anything at level 29. But maybe. Oh dear lord. Maybe he'll protect us. Gets killed by a croc and a raptor. Alright, we'll do it this way. I still have to get to town though. I guess I should swim, right? I should swim, because I'm not going to run through these murlocs. Like, I should swim. Favorite horde race? Blood elves. What, there are other horde races? Which ones are they? Because I thought there were only blood elves. It was really sudden, yeah. Yep, I was like, this guy will help us, and then we were immediately dead. He was probably just laughing at me, you know. Alright, I think we're safe. Yep. We are good. Yeah, it was better. It was better than 8 deaths, yeah. Yep, we're almost there. Do a little thumbnail for the last time on. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can catch a boat. We'll grab the flight point as well. We'll make sure that that actually does sync us up at Ironforge, which it should. Yeah, it's not a hard run, but you do have to be able to die a couple times. I feel like if you want to play a Night Elf in hardcore, you should be able to like run them to where you want them to be, let them die however many times they die at level 1, and then fire up the add-on at level 1, then just start your journey. So it really sucks as a which boat is it that we need? It sucks as a Night Elf not being able to like get anywhere at low levels. I don't even know what boat I need. I don't know. I think maybe the boat over here. One of these takes us to Theramore, one of them takes us to Aberdeen or to Darkshore. Yeah, to Aberdeen. And I don't know which one is which. Let's see, you're level 60. Will any of these people tell me?
Hello.
This is the Night Elf place. Okay,
See
perfect.
you later.
Perfect. There we go. Hey, we made the boat just in time, so that's awesome. Yeah, that guy didn't know. He was like, ah, the Night Elf place? The Night Elf place. Yeah, I guess if you wanted to do a Night Elf in solo self-found hardcore, you could do like a hunter and like sacrifice your pet each time to get away. That might get you clear of the wetlands. I don't know, that last time we died we had 2 enemies on us. I don't know if the pet would have been enough to let us get away. Max, your company sends you on business trips, but they don't give you a computer to do work from? I'm a little confused. Yeah, I'm not sure. When I travel, we all had laptops assigned first, and we all had laptops, and we worked off of laptops, not desktops. So you'd have just your laptop. We had docking stations, so when you come into the office, you dock your laptop, it hooks up to your monitors and your keyboard and mouse and stuff. And so that way all we had was the laptop, so you take the laptop home with you, you work from home, you take the laptop on business. That's kind of how the company that I worked for handled it. Everybody in positions where they would travel or work from home, all the people in those positions would have laptops assigned to them. But yeah, ultimately the way you ask them is like you just have to ask them. You know, if there is a situation where you're being sent around and you don't have the equipment that you need to be effective, then you just explain it like that. And then I need this boat, right? Oh, I should grab the flight point. Yeah. Ah, got you. So they provide you with a desktop to work from home. And so, yeah, I would say you just ask them, and they're either going to say yes or no. Explain to them the situation, you know. And I think, like I said, you ask them for it, and like they're either going to be a company who like does things like that for people, or they're a company that doesn't. So it really depends on what kind of company they are, what kind of like department you're in, and maybe your boss's temperament. Yeah, but usually at a lot of places, if you have a reason for needing something, like I feel like, you know, it's not hard for places to provide you with laptops. They're not very expensive these days. Alright, guys, you know, it's been quite a stream today. We're almost 4 hours in, and I know that a lot of it was me having ADD, not really focusing on anything, and then we ended up here. So yeah, I kind of think that, like, in the days ahead, I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break from solo self-found hardcore. I have a little bit of fatigue for it, and I want to play WoW and I want to be in Classic. But there's other parts of the game I enjoy too. And so I think for Classic I want to keep working on this character. Like when we're playing Classic Era, I'm really digging just a Classic Era playthrough where I don't have to worry about dying, where we can do some dungeon runs, where we can use the auction house. Like, really looking forward to that stuff. But yeah, we'll be trying different things. I appreciate that you guys have kind of stuck with me and hung out today, even though it's been a little bit of a rough Monday for me. I really do appreciate it. I think I'm going to stream tonight. I think I'm going to come back on. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight, but I'm going to come back on tonight in the evening at some point, and we'll do something. Maybe we'll get back on here. Maybe we'll check things out in Wrath of the Lich King. Maybe we'll do some retail leveling. Who knows? It could be anything. I'll see what I feel like doing. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I will schedule something for later for those who are interested to check out. And yeah, as always guys, thank you so much, and take care of yourselves out in the real world, and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.